the button.
Welcome back to the Exalted 3rd Edition Dragonblood's Crimes of Nature. Last time, Parliament, diplomacy, discussion, forethought. Now, confrontation. Obsidian has explored all angles and discussed with Catholic Urima the way forward with the family of support and their thoughts on the matter. And it is coming down to the inevitable confrontation between Obsidian Shield and his father, Catholic Karagath. But first, there is a brief discussion to be had on the boat of who's going to be going where and when, and other such things.
Hey, yeah, so the long and short of it is, while I would love to have all of you there, backing me up, we can't be sure he's not going to try and pull something while we're gone. So, I was thinking, as it would make the most sense in character as well. Well, it would make the most sense in general that Milan and Angler should stay back at the boat. Old Man should not stay at the boat because we already know that they have stuff for him.
There's an anti-old man.
Yeah, Obsidian deliberately trying to stay vague. And the reason that Milan would stay back with Angler is Yang, if stuff goes south, can send word to Milan, and Milan can tornado over very fast.
Mm-hmm.
That is my thought process.
Seems reasonable enough.
Respectfully, no. I am not passing on this.
I heard him.
However, I can make sure things stay a little bit safer around here, or rather Cass can, because she can talk to all of our local friends and our household on the docks, and we can set up a certain web of, not informants, but scouts to see if something is coming.
I'm supposing that right this moment what's happening is the Hearth are over in the war room.
Yeah, in the war room of the ship discussing this, probably.
Yeah, that might be better.
Talking it out.
You just saw slide into the cabin.
We fade in at the table, having the talk.
I think we should just stab him.
Obsidian would give a chuckle and be like, yeah, close enough. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, isn't that what you're going to try and do?
Well, yes, I'm going to challenge him to something that he can't avoid. That's the point. I'm going to put his pride on the line because that's what he values more than anything else. Because any other situation, if he is in a bad position, he could just walk away. What can they do to him at this point?
So where are you going to challenge him specifically? Do you have a location in mind?
Probably right in front of Parliament.
So not in the building.
Well, look, I haven't thought that one through all the way just yet.
But we're doing this tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I thought we were doing this now.
Actually, yeah. When are we doing this?
Now.
Well,
Parliament does have a dueling.
Does it?
Yeah, it does have a dual area nearby in the gardens.
It has a gym.
Well, that would make the donuts.
well, I should probably go in there first, and then while you challenge him, we won't be able to set up anything. Yeah, I could just be in the rafters or something.
Also, as a reminder, House Catholic did offer support in making sure no one else would be involved once this started.
Yeah, I actually had a thought on that. Would there be a thing to get like an official witness in place?
Yeah, probably.
So there's probably somebody who's going to meet me at the
Mhm.
at the place. Hey, I just realized I was doing something wrong on my experience stuff. It's 8 for a charm, isn't it?
If it is a favorite or aspect charm.
Yeah. Whoops. That makes some small changes calculation-wise. I think I'm good, but
It is
Darren, at this point, Angler is going to send a message to Cass if she's not in the room, or quietly whisper if she's in the room that she should probably start getting the Nellens household, like people nearby, on the duty to watch this boat.
already on.
Obsidian.
mm-hmm.
Unless it is explicitly in your judgment as a tactician, strategist, and as my brother that you require my presence at this event, I would remain here. Obsidian has, proposed naturally, has been sitting very quietly throughout most of the meeting, but he's just kind of gradually rubbing his hands while he sits and thinks, and there is just the sound of sharpening of knives as his hands scrape across each other.
I would actually need you at the duel more than the others, as right, because it was Angler and
Angler and Milan were the ones proposed to stay, and Angler.
no, Angler and Yang were the ones that were at the
Oh.
meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a long shot, but I think our not our friend, but the other our friend may be involved.
And that's why I want to be there.
The matriarch said a couple things that kind of fired off a couple signals in my head. And you, so trained in dealing with doom, as you put it, would probably be the best person to be there with us.
There's no way, right?
Do you have proof of this, or only your suspicions?
It's mainly my suspicions.
All right, time to start trying to put some dice to our think here, and roll some int war. Int war, or possibly, if it could be more applicable, int
Yeah.
occult
What
for.
are you thinking about?
Repose wants to be mulling over. Okay, supposing one of the shadow beasts has been sent over here. Why though? Why would one do that? What useful meddling could the undead be getting up to in this city that wouldn't get caught on its own? Because that's kind of the thing. The larger an intervention they could have, the more obvious it would be to everyone else whose job is to keep this place clean.
Yeah, this place is crawling with Immaculate Order monks. So, yeah, I would say in war as terms of grand strategy rather than occult, because this is a strategy thought process rather than evil occult thoughts, because this is more figuring out what the hell are you doing, or if you are.
All right, lean into that with the excellence is continuing to, breathe steadily and continuing to. Seven.
Oops.
10 S 10. 10 sides 10. All right, 4 successes, and just remind myself of the gimmick on.
I think war is rerolled
Tactics.
6.
Reroll 6s.
Yeah, okay. So, not applicable.
Yes, so 4 successes on a weight.
If Doom is involved, you would be willing to bet a significant chunk that the Elemental, the next one, is not involved. Because there is no way in hell that you would be able to sneak a corrupt elemental through the port of the Blessed Isle or onto the shore of the Blessed Isle, into the heart of the Blessed Isle's capital, and not have it be jumped by 15 million monks. That's just not happening. That can't happen. Now, like an on-the-spot summoning? Maybe, but that would also be very loud and very, why are you doing that? You're throwing in a very useful tool to extremely it's going to get torn apart like Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, probably the like thought process to mull over out loud in character as this goes probably includes also, so what, is your father also a sorcerer?
Yeah. Like, how would
like
it get
a really good one? Because
No.
So the most that you can come to is that the elemental aspect, false flag maybe, Doom being involved, unlikely but possible. Some sort of assistance, probable though. He's a very good politician, as Obsidian has mentioned, and an extremely intelligent tactician, and very good at foresight and very good at prediction. He had his ducks in a row pretty cleanly within several days of the boat coming. So there is probably some assistance, but you don't know if it's Tyrant, and if it is Tyrant, he's going off of a different playbook.
Again, the most of this comes from pretty exclusively the god coming to the boat, and we have no explanation for that.
and the unanswered questions relating to that mercenary spirit are precisely why I assert that I should remain here.
I'm
The
going
old
to
man should remain here. And when whoever that is comes again and attempts to claim him, I will destroy them.
I'm going to think back on something that that tip I got from the demon regarding Old Man.
Yep. What about it?
I'm starting to think this may be a third party. This involved is why the god showed up. This may be heaven itself has made a temporary alliance with Obsidian's father to do a hit on Old Man.
Interesting.
You're just kind of wandering around without realizing that someone tried to kill you, huh?
Oh, I realized.
No, you didn't.
It took me a while, but I realized.
Yeah, you realized right now.
No, I
No,
realized
no. Old
beforehand.
man said that out loud in
Yeah,
a
old man
previous session.
realized last
Yeah,
session.
he figured that out while he was off on his side adventure.
Oh,
It
was that
did
what
take
that
him a
was?
while, though. Like, he did not think about it until, like, a good ways into his side adventure of, like, oh, wait, that's what that was. That kind of thing.
Oh, my absence was needed.
So my thought is, if
Hey.
Doomoid isn't involved, what if a heaven-aligned actor is involved? And that brings to mind Purple.
Hey, Yang, roll me your maximum willpower.
Okay. Where did I leave my keyboard? There it is. Wait.
That ain't right.
That's the word. That's the wrongest I could have typed
1D 010.
that.
Look at my
10D.
cool binary dice.
Did I do it right this time?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, you did kind of kick the fuck over a plan of somebody working with Heaven recently, and then just kind of ran away laughing.
Me personally, or like the Royal S?
The whole thing with the
Bit
Inquisitor.
of both.
You personally, and also the rest of us.
Yes,
Hey,
the
remember
rest
when
of you
remember
by
when I
extension.
kicked the? I probably like throwing knives into a picture of something. Probably,
Mhm.
I don't know, like a framed picture of the Emperor Sam.
You sleight of handed the picture onto a shelf and then scuttled back and threw a knife at it dramatically.
So, here's the thing. I don't believe Repose and the old man should stay here, because this ship is our way out. And if any war or any combat happens on this ship, it'll bring more and more eyes to this ship. Especially if the old man is here for it. If the combat happens in the city, you can retreat, you can evade. Old man outran any kind of thing that was following him last night.
Old man not being on the boat is for the best, because then that means, yeah, they're not sending things to the boat.
Now, they still might. However, I'm going to rescind what I previously said about not going, about wanting to go. I think I have to stay here because Milan and I are probably too hot because we were at that meeting to go.
Also, this is the boat you two came on. It would make sense for you to be here.
However, I do have one way around because I want to be able to smell if our friend has been anywhere near your father or around your father. And because of that, I wanted to go. However, and he's going to reach out with his hand and tap Yang right on the forehead and use sense writing technique. Be there.
Wait a minute, I could just do this.
Yeah.
Wait,
This feels weird.
what are you doing?
Yeah, he just kind of feels a pulse of essence go through his face. Just like, what?
Angler is backseating Yang.
I can see and think, not think, but
You can borrow senses.
I can borrow the senses of Yang while Yang is there.
Shouldn't you borrow the senses of someone who is smarter?
He has a
borrowing
point.
the senses of someone who is stealthier and can get around. In case you need to go to, I don't know, Obsidian's father's study
Why would I do that?
to find anything related to Purple.
But I thought I was going to go with him at the fight.
You can get to the fight, but if you left earlier, you'd have time to get there.
This seems half-baked, but okay.
Can I roll to establish a fact?
What is the fact you were trying to establish?
That Catholic Karagak's office overlooks the dueling area. Because
Of course it would. I'm not making you roll
would.
for that. He's the kind of extra bastard who would.
Yeah, he's the kind of jackass that do that. Well, all right.
He watches other people duel from his office and writes scathing reviews of these amateurs for the papers the next day.
Yep.
As an aside, when establishing facts about stuff,
Mhm.
is there a clear set role, or is the role related to the character?
The
Or
default the default role is intelligence lore. If you give a good enough argument, you can roll with a different tool.
Okay.
And generally, you have to use one of your specialties.
Yes, you have to have a specialty that is directly involved to what you are introducing to justify doing it.
And with that, I was using my bureaucracy to try and establish that fact, but it's not needed.
No, that's just something that
I
that makes sense.
I don't have a specialty, but I was planning on getting this specialty anyway. But I kept forgetting to buy it, which was a specialty for specifically a war specialty for being fucking in Warhouse.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense that you would have that. So if you want to
A
introduce
Catholic
back on that,
tactics one,
Catholic
basically.
Tactics War.
Just Son of Catholic.
Yeah, no, that would be a fantastic specialty. You can go ahead.
Which I was thinking about this mainly because if this works, it's something I want to use against him.
Mhm.
But I want to establish that my father has a like a motto to himself that there are no absolutes in war.
All right, go ahead and roll.
What would be the stat for that? Because obviously I'm using war.
Wits.
Wits. Okay. And do I get the bonus die for the specialty?
Sure, yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, that is one of, not his core motto. I would say that is a major intimacy of his now, is that there is no absolute in war.
Okay. I've taken the cost of that specialty. Alright, well, So, Angler stay on the boat.
Milan staying on the boat.
Milan, will you be staying as well?
I have no objections.
Okay.
On or near the boat, staying at the harbor.
Yeah.
Yes. It would allow Angler and yourself to get there faster if things go extremely south.
I actually think Milan should be talking to the harbor master while we're here and trying to get rid of as much information as possible about the boat.
That works for me too. And then Yang, Old Man, Repose, and myself are going to Parliament again. But for different reasons.
Alright. We shift back to the map. Switch the music.
Oh, I don't like this.
The Hearth makes their way back towards Parliament as the sun is beginning to set. The session of legislation has ended for the day, and the senators have begun to file out into their offices, out back into the city for their private estates, elsewhere for other business, and other such things. At this point, now, your job would be to find Karagath. If that were not relatively simple, where would you be looking first?
Oh, fuck. Sorry, my own brain has let it slip. I just realized, and I think I had something for this, but I've lost it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is out of character discussion right now.
That's fine.
I need something to declare a reason for a duel.
I mean, just personal honor is enough. You besmirched my name.
Have at you. All that.
Yeah, all right. Works for me.
Yeah.
So what was the question again? Because my brain once again went turnways.
Where would the first place you would be looking to find your father be?
It's a large building. It's a hard question.
Just strut into the middle of the park and start shouting his name.
I mean, that is the kind of the easy answer is just go directly to his office, go to the dueling pit, see if he's already there. You could ask around, you could set up, or you could do the obsidian thing of just go walk up to it.
This is about making a showing, sending a message. Just go be loud in public. If
Sorry,
you're
this is
relying
out.
on his.
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say this is out of character thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're relying on his pride to be what makes sure that he isn't going to try and slip away, then just go make the call out post. Leave everyone. If he doesn't show up, everyone's going to be asking, "Hey, where's Kargath? What, did Kargath just back down from a fight? Where's Kargath? I thought Kargath was here. Someone shouted at Kargath and isn't dead on the floor. He's getting
Wow.
old. He's slowing down."
All right. So I assume that the there's the large entrance. You go in, and then there's a large, like, sort of, for lack of a better term, lobby area.
Mm-hmm.
Obsidian would just walk in there, sort of gesture to Old Man, Repose, Yang to go where they need to if they are going to wait in the shadows one way or another. And as soon as any of them, I assume mostly Yang, as Repose probably isn't going anywhere, and Old Man will do as he wishes. Tell Old Man I need him to be where he wants to be. And Obsidian would just at the top of his lungs demand the presence of Catholic Karagath in order to set the record straight.
All right, roll me charisma presence with a 2 dice done. You have several people see you, hear that, and then just kind of immediately go, "Oh, look at the time, I have everywhere else to be," and just get out of the way. And you notice out of the corner of your eyes that several guards with the bearing of House Catholic are beginning to just kind of visibly but casually start posting up around the exits. Just being around. You know, just there, around choke points. No reason. Don't worry about it. It looks like some of them, a couple of them were around when you met Catholic Urima, and a lot of them are just the other members of the house. It is clear that they are making good on setting up the offer of a perimeter to make sure nobody else fucks with what's about to happen. Now we shift to the scene itself. There is a garden that the dueling patio opens up to. There is a standing column, and a gazebo kind of colonnade, whatever you want to call it, in the middle. And on all sides of the 4 directional paths that lead into it are intercardinal beds of garden and flower. And there is a figure standing within the ring that is used for duels. It is about, you would say, maybe 20 feet wide on the inside for the diameter. And on the inside, standing with one hand resting on his hilt, and the eyes staring back at you that you have not seen in 15 years, is your father. Well,
Sorry, just punching in some numbers. Well, if you're already in there, then I have No more need to goad you, I suppose. And Obsidian would just step into the ring.
Why did you come back?
I guess the long and short of the story is if things had kept going the way they had, I never would have. But unfortunately, I met a motley crew of
Abominations. He
We
is
all
look-
use
He's-
use the words that we want.
He is looking over your shoulder at old man.
Who is
come
giving
back
him
to
a
this-
big ol' coppery smile.
You come back to this isle, the heretic, a murderer, and a dead creature in the body that was not given to it. And you come speaking words of peace, you come speaking words of infrastructure and unity, of avoiding strife within the house, while you worm into its heart. Why are you here?
Obsidian would rub his chin, also hand on the hilt of his sword the whole time. Frankly, Father, I just want to leave with no harm coming to my friends.
I'm afraid that is not in the stars.
Well, then it appears that, much like a number of years ago, we are at an impasse.
You realize I wasn't trying to kill you then, yes?
I mean, the fact that I'm still standing here today tells me that you are not.
I held back because you were my son. Though you disappointed me, betrayed me, you undermined my authority, went against the orders of your commanding officer. You were my son, and I gave you one chance, one opportunity to pick exile or death. Picked exile on pain of death should you ever return. He draws the sword out of its sheath and slowly just shifts into a ready stance. And now you're here.
Obsidian would slowly draw his own sword and say, well, I always was a little foolish.
Roll join battle.
All right. So this is a conversation that went south, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm using Wary Dog.
Yep.
As it has been a while since I have been able to use this charm. Let me just go back over to it so I can read this to everyone. Wary Yellow Dog attitude. Combat breaks out amid a social conversation. Instead of the normal join battle, I roll with socialize.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
With also the normal +1 for my my join battle proficiency. I forget what it's called, but it's like there is something. And I feel like I need to bring that up, so I'm not making shit up at this point. Fast reflexes. Yeah, we take those.
You take those.
Damn. Both on the raw dice pile and also, wow. That's a bad roll.
That was a very bad roll for him, yes.
Overconfidence will be its downfall.
All right. Turn and
I am bringing up just the entirety of my charm sheet.
same for him.
Filter charms, melee. Oh, right. I was waiting for this to show up in the normal place I keep it. Not forgetting that I move it there. It's been a bit since we did combat.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Gee, how come you get bespoke combat
2 more on
just for
that.
you?
The 10s are worth double on join.
Are they? I wasn't aware.
Yes.
They are.
I wasn't
They are.
sure, so. Wait, I have lost the initiative because I resized the window. There it
Damn,
is.
That's
Why
an
did that go
incredibly
away?
bad roll for Karagath over there.
Oh, this is not going nearly as well as I had hoped for him. Yes, that is a very bad opening for him in his style. But he's got backups.
Of course he does.
So I roll 2 10s? Yes. Okay. First turn. Obsidian doesn't really move. He is ready in his stance. He knows exactly what is coming, and he is not going to be the one to make the first attack. He made that mistake easily a number of years ago, and he is.
So you're delaying action?
That's you
Yes.
can either delay action or full defense.
Yeah.
I'd say it's full defense in this scenario. Like thematically, he is bracing and readying himself.
Full defense raises defenses by 2 at cost of 1 initiative.
I'll take that.
Meanwhile, Karagath sees you settling into the full defense and exhales. There's roll me a read intentions, actually.
That's int socialize.
With perception socialize.
Right. He's always been hard to read.
For dramatic purposes, what if the folks in the audience get to speedwagon a bit here and read the
Go right
intentions
ahead.
of these duelists?
Go right the fuck ahead.
So yeah, I
guess
guess Yang
what?
is like crashing above, and what's the
Yeah,
re-intention
you
for?
would be probably up in a tree in one of the side gardens, so I'll just move you a little bit.
I
Read
have
inten-
the same dice.
perception socialize.
Let's see. What the fuck does Yang even have for socialize?
Even Yang is
We're all
frightened.
bad at either perception or socialize back here.
I'd say
so-
since Angler's riding backseat, he can roll this as well.
Angler could probably look.
Angler
Yeah,
can
I didn't
watch.
want to say anything, but I was like, do I get to roll in this? What are we doing here? Perception socialize?
Yeah, this is a read intentions on Karagath.
Oh, just straight up read intentions. Okay.
Yeah, the
You don't have any
duelists,
socialize.
those in the back are trying to read him and are just getting a complete brick wall. This man is
5 successes.
impenetrable. Angler sees a father with his heart hammering in his ears. This is someone with 2 defining intimacies directly going against each other right now. This is defining intimacy. I never go back on my word. Defining intimacy. Despite it all, my son was right.
Fuck yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
I would like to use wind-carried words to whisper to Obsidian Shield right now. Can I get in before anything happens?
You would have to be rolling into initiative order.
Yeah, I would propose attempt to join battle to try
Yeah,
and
cool,
get a word in
cool,
edgewise.
alright.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't think I'd be doing in this combat at all. I'm gonna stay back at the boat. Somehow in combat. God damn it. Alright, there we go. It's the same roll. Okay. So 7. I'm at the same initiative as Karagath.
Do you yell this at Obsidian right before whatever attack is about to go off?
Probably. Well, what is about to happen, I'll get to. But let me just—I need to actually put Angler's token on the scene,
Yeah.
even though he's not there, so I can get the tag on. So,
Hey. Just
Hello.
shows up.
By God, that's Angler's music.
Alright, so
Actually, wait a minute. Can I use willpower to boost my join battle?
yes, you can, and Karagath would have actually done the same thing. So
Damn it.
no, these
So same result, but you're both
same
hitting.
result, but you're
But
both
slightly
hitting.
faster.
I've been owned. All right, fair.
Ah, shit. I just realized I spent my free willpower success at beating Yang at Mahjong.
Yes, you did.
This is the first time that that's actually going to come up, that it hasn't been a new day.
Spark
Yep.
of,
All right,
spark
yeah,
of inspiration.
behind the scenes, I have been asking Darren like repeatedly, "Hey, how many motes did Obsidian
Yeah,
get
how
back?"
many motes do I regen? How many willpower points do I regen?
You may have noted that I haven't been spending any motes yet this session.
Does the wary dog not use motes?
It actually, wait, that might have actually used motes. I remember I was looking that up and then forgot to actually confirm that. Wary dog. 3 motes, okay. Thank you for reminding me. I'll just take that from my personal pool.
Okay, and the two defining intimacies were Obsidian was right.
Despite it all, my son was right, and I never go back on my word.
Okay.
Yeah, and to make it a little more explicit, because I'm mentioning it on the side of the chat, that is not, oh, my son was correct and I have learned my, like this, I am so fucking infuriated that despite everything, my idiot son was right, and was in the right the whole time, and
Not right
defied
on a moral
authority.
and ethical level, right on a tactical and technical level.
Yes. Yeah, Karagath does not love Obsidian as a son. He's in fact furious that he was right to defy authority and get away with it. And now he's back. So, Karagath has seen that Obsidian is moving slightly faster into the defense, and then rather than attack into the defense, is just settling, just slowed down enough by what Angler can tell is just the roaring rage and conflicting emotions in his head as his heart is pounding, and activates single point shining into the void form as he settles into a stance and tries as hard as he can to calm his whole body down. What this does is that he rolls his sword into battle with a second initiative track.
His sword is very fast now.
You hate to see it.
Have you got a sword token ready to go?
No, I'm just giving him a secondary attack. A secondary move.
Picking my dang head.
Initiative order. Rasmo.
Listen, if you yell enough, eventually your initiative just becomes infinity.
So Angler has one turn to do something before the sword's action.
I'm going to whisper to Obsidian Shield. He knows you were right, but he'll never admit it to you because he's so furious, and he's never going to back down. Pull it out. Point at his mistakes and make him furious. He'll drop his guard.
Out of character. Hey. Why do you think I just gave him the fact?
Yeah,
Yep.
but now I'm giving you the ability to continue to push on that.
Yeah, you have
Yep.
multiple buttons now.
Don't worry, if he doesn't attack, I have my next move.
Get
Oh, the
boat-
sword has to
get the
attack.
boat
That's
arc.
the downside of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're getting punched in the face.
I'm ready.
Alright, let me just look into activation rules.
Yeah, this is not yet the sword is telekinetically flying around on its own.
Now, if he had won the initiative order, he would have gotten this to turn on for free and then would have alpha striked. But he couldn't do that, so he's using the secondary backup.
It's the main reason why I wanted to start this with a conversation, because I knew the only reason I was going to beat him in initiative is if I used Wary Dog.
And you were extraordinarily right, because he used a full awareness initiative bonus. Or
Yep.
excellency.
Yep, I saw those dice.
Alright, so just looking at his options and how he would approach a full defense as he is evaluating your parry. There is a brief flash as he steps forward, and instead of the killing blow that you were expecting to just spring out of the gate, he is actually lashing out with the scabbard in his left hand to swing in towards your blade to force you to block it. And let me just finish putting together the dice pool. Okay. Hey, what's your parry at right now?
So, now it's time for Obsidian's move. So in that second, there is this moment in Obsidian's brain as raging demon father is right in his girl.
Yeah, as you are thinking of like, okay, now what? Oh God!
I don't think I can parry the whole thing, but this is the move that I
take the bite out of it.
Yeah, this is the move that I had built in. I bought many charms, so
I believe your base parry right now is 9. Keep that in mind.
yes, base parry is with +2 with the specialty of
Your father's one. Okay, I'm gonna actually rule that only applies to his decisives.
okay. I'll take that. So would that be base parry
8.
Eight then.
If the specialty is not applying it, it is
Okay.
currently.
So
Yeah, this
Obsidian
this
has
sounds like a
his
withering.
Obsidian has
This
his
is a
hand
withering.
on the hilt. He hasn't fully drawn. So another thing to establish, because this is a thing that I imagine artistically.
Mhm.
The way Obsidian's hilt works because of the rings is it is more of like there's a side of that hilt that doesn't actually have anything, so that the rings can hang free.
Yes.
So he has his right hand on the sword, sort of out a little bit, not fully drawn. As the attack comes in, he pulls the sword out, but the wrong way, as he is going to attempt to catch the sheath in the rings.
All right. I'll give you a 1 to your parry from stunting.
Okay, so that's 9. Furthermore, as the sword is coming out, you see almost a molten lava come out of his hand and go across the hilt of the blade as I'm using root and hand merging,
All right.
which gives me another +1 to parry.
Now, hold on. Is root and hand simple or reflexive?
That is reflexive.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have used it in prep.
Okay.
Root and hand merging is pretty big, as it's 5 motes and
Yep.
1 willpower. So immediately,
1 charm parry die and another 1 for disarm attacks.
so what does that bring me up to?
So you are currently at 10 total parry.
Okay.
And his attack is at
12.
13 successes.
Oh, 13?
Yeah, 7 plus. Oh, no, 12. You're right.
All right. And then the final gambit. As the attack is coming in, there is a smile across Obsidian's face as his skin is cracking as his anima banner is flaring up. And then sparks start to go off around his face, and there is a bright flash as he uses Crossfire Flash.
All right. And that is the blinding one, correct?
Ooh, hey, actually, I think I misread this. Reroll essence non-1 failures on the attack roll of a clash attack.
This is not a clash,
Yes. So, damn it,
so
clash only.
so you can't use this one.
Because it was reroll dies that show 10 strip successes away from your opponent.
Yeah, but
Alright, so I'll take that one back.
yeah, that is specifically if you have been waiting to clash it with your own attack.
Yes. Which is not... in that sense, hey, did Tice win?
No, no,
No?
no. It makes it exact C's, so he doesn't have threshold successes. I think I'd have to double check. Let me look at Fight 3.0.
Yeah, exact hit is hit with 0 threshold successes.
Okay, yes.
Well, that is the best I can do as I spend 4 motes to bring my parry up by 2 more.
All right, so your anima banner is flaring. You have thrown every defense you have into blocking it, and still, your father, as you can tell as he is coming in, didn't spend a single mote on this attack, and is just bringing the scabbard down with what would otherwise be, you feel, supernatural speed.
How much
right.
raw damage?
What is the soak that I am looking at here?
What is Obsidian Soak? 13.
It's big because he has the armor.
Yep. So this is 4 damage.
Okay. Hold that thought.
All right, you got another plan?
As Obsidian starts flipping through his cards.
You exactly had him hit his overwhelm on a 0 on a 0. Yeah, this man, I did not spend a month saying this man was one of the most deadly duelists on the Isle for no reason.
Never mind, this one is for decisive attacks.
Alright, so this is just a soak for a withering attack. Alright, just with everything you have thrown into it, you are able to barely block it with your sword as the scabbard is coming in and just smacks the sword down to your side out of the way to open your guard. And you take 1 initiative damage and he gains 1 for his sword.
Ooh. Oh, that's for the sword. I was going to say if that was for him.
Yeah, I was saying it's Clash too. I was thinking the same thing.
Nope.
Don't worry.
Those
Obsidian
arriving-
has a move. Obsidian has many moves still in his pocket.
Welcome. Duel is in progress. It's fight day. Tonight you fight your dad.
Today, you're gonna learn what duels are like in this system.
Okay, top of the round. Obsidian pulls out that parrying dagger.
Alright.
And you think, because again, Obsidian is holding his sword wrong. And is now molten.
Knocked off guard.
Yeah, he's molten fused to his sword.
Mm-hmm.
Obsidian draws his parrying dagger and uses... So, again, anima is starting to flare. Skin is cracked. You see the heat coming through. And then slowly from the hand that is holding the sword, traveling across his body, his skin starts to stop cracking. As I invoke Dragon's Grace weapon,
Ha!
an elemental sheath, in order to form a fire sword
Ha!
coming out of the parrying dagger.
Yeah!
And because it is a weapon made of fire, through this charm, it is wreathed in flame, granting +1 overwhelming.
Alright.
And now that my father is within range, has his scabbard caught in my sword, I'm going to bring the fire blade down on him utilizing charms, please. And actually, I have to remember which one is the withering attack here.
I've never read through how a single point style works. What happens if you crash the bonus initiative track?
If you crash the sword, the form turns off. So yeah, this is a very important point. You get to pick which initiative track you are attacking.
You attack the form or the man?
What is like the visual representation of the form?
He is just that fucking fast, is the representation, is that he can do two things at once.
Okay, cool. So I have +1 overwhelming. Excuse me, by the way.
Yes, on top of your normal overwhelm.
Yeah. Which do I have in normal? What?
Regular weapons.
What would be the stat for the fire sword? Because I can't find that anywhere.
That's a
What
good
does it
question.
create a medium?
Does it create a specific
melee weapon?
category of weapon? Does it
No.
specify-
It doesn't specify really anything. That's the one problem with this charm in the book.
All right,
It's
so then I
a
would,
it's a mundane weapon plus
Mundane
whatever
weapon.
bonus that Dragon Grace gives it.
okay, yeah, shape
So
and ready
this
a
is
mundane
a
melee
regular
weapon.
knife.
So yeah, you are using a light melee normal weapon with 1 overwhelm on top. So that is
Yeah, give me the numbers on that real quick.
4 accuracy, 7 damage, and a total of 2 overwhelm.
7 damage.
7 damage on overwhelm, or on withering.
And 1 OB. Okay.
It'll also have balance because it is a parrying dagger.
I mean, I attack the form with Demon Crushing Wolfbite.
Huh. Alright.
So that is a withering attack with Stamina Overwhelming attached to it. That's 4 accuracy.
Yes.
Fuck. When I created the strategy, I did not have the stats of the weapon that I created in my brain. Did not successfully parry, so I don't get a discount on this. But yeah, let's bump that up to 9. Not D19. That's not a real die.
Yeah, this is a 3 overwhelm weapon now, as people point out, because it has balanced.
Yo, who just roll good?
His base parry is 9.
Yo, just
So that
tie.
does hit.
It does hit.
Yeah.
He boosts his parry with an excellency. It does not hit. As you swing in with the flame sword, he uses the offhand with the free blade that he has not used at all yet to casually just swat the entire beam of fire aside as blue flames and just neon blue electricity begin to arc up his body.
You did force him to spend motes, though.
Yeah, he is now at stage 1 anima.
Well. That's my action. I ain't got anything else for this turn.
Alright. Karagath just kind of sneers at the attempt. Better trick than last time, but... At this point, he raises his sword back up, and his anima explodes outward into a pillar of blue flame as sparking electricity courses across the blade itself, highlighting the red jade across it and the steel itself, as the blade itself also bursts into flames. And you realize that this is not going to be a killing shot, but this is probably going to be deeply unpleasant. This is a very strong withering attack coming in. If you want to spend your motes to boost your parry, I would do so now.
Okay. It's another withering attack?
Yes.
Alright, so base 6. +1 for the thing on the weapon.
Yep.
And then a +2 for the excellency.
Okay, so total of 9 parry against.
Yes.
Right. He puts his whole ass into this one.
Yeah, he sure did, didn't he?
Alright, so that is 11, 12, 13, 14 versus 9, total of 5 withering dice. Past your soak. Well, 4 withering dice on top of the damage roll that then goes against your soak of 12, right?
13.
13. So 4 on top of his damage roll.
Hey, hold up.
What?
Does this count as an elemental attack?
Yes, and enough of this is that I'm letting you do the move.
Finally, after 10,000 years.
That's right, baby. Fire protection stance.
Yeah, Obsidian, as the sword is coming down, Obsidian invokes, I'm getting the right, yeah, elemental protection technique, the move that he has had since the start of the game.
And kept finding why isn't metal on Earth? Why is metal on Earth?
Choose one of the elements when activating, gain +3 natural soak and stamina hardness against attacks made using that element.
Alright, so you now have soak 15 against his attacks.
What does that bring your hardness to as well, just for
future reference?
Brings my hardness to 12.
Wait,
Raise
your
that
base
bar.
soak is 13 or 12, maybe?
My base?
Soak. What was it before you
13.
added the +3?
My-
So it'd
my
be
hard-
16 then. Okay.
No, yeah, my soak comes up to 16. My hardness is 12.
Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Alright. That is putting him back into Overwhelm again because of the soak boost.
Hold up, I gotta find where this fucking is. What does it cost? 5 motes? Why are you so expensive?
Because it's good. Like, when it applies, it's really good.
Yeah, but when it applies, is the operative word there?
So, I will say you're actually able to catch the blade with your offhand parrying knife that has turned into a jet of flame, and just now the sheath and the blade are locked together, and you are just pressing into each other in just a contest of strength as his face's composure is beginning to tremor and twitch. You've always been an ogre of a man. All right, Angler. And also, the Speedwagon Squad. If you have anything you want to start throwing into this.
Oh, I actually have exactly an idea for, well, first of all, I will, propose is, while respecting the boundaries and staying outside and definitely not intervening in this fight, because that would be rude, and he is not a rude man, is properly tensed up, taken the sharp fighting breath, and is just, appropriately, as he is trained to do, on edge, waiting for something unclean to be involved, and he'll just wear his doom into the fight.
All right. You do not get any Doomoid bonuses.
Good to know.
Oh,
For
that's
now,
one.
this fight is clean.
Yes.
Go back and check on, get my my fight page here. Seven. All right, so, well, yeah. 4 successes, meaning 7 initiative. I will will that in order to be up at the 8-point
this
line,
tick,
I guess. Join in with everything else.
All right, let me add your turn to the tracker.
Spend that 6 out of personal.
Oh right. Hey, for the chat here, let me update Obsidian's numbers so you can tell how this is going for him.
Yeah, so you can see the mana meter left.
Hey, Obsidian's surviving.
he's
And has
doing
already
great.
spent half.
Yeah, just surviving this has spent half of his meter. Karagath is ahead on the mode economy, I'll tell you that for free.
And Repose having now tensed up, and so, like as the sparks are settling from the impact of that hit, Repose will just start speaking as though Old Man would understand him speaking in High Realm. He's just kind of directing his voice toward Old Man, but is speaking in what will be understood by the gentleman in the center instead.
Mm-hmm.
And he will begin, just starting to intone in an appropriately calm and neutral commentary voice. Single point shining into the void is a sword style that emphasizes blinding speed and deadly perfect finishing moves. Students learn how to draw their blade as though it were an extension of their own body, transitioning effortlessly from the draw to the strike or parry. When a master duels a lesser swordsman, the fight often ends in a single stroke. The blade sheathed almost in the same instant it is drawn.
There
When
is a
faced against a
visible
foe who
tremor
matches her in
in the
skill, the
arms.
single point stylist fights with swift blows and an almost meditative focus. Repose will be like stressing the almost, and if you were fighting a lesser swordsman.
Alright, roll me.
All right, and so before you declare an amount here, so mechanically what I'm going to do is a distract gambit, naturally.
Yes!
But so the finisher that he will do is just verging off of the textbook introductory description of single point shining in the void. It exemplifies the stylist who shall throw exactly one cut and then pass out. It is ideal for punishing unruly children and losing wars.
3 dice stunt as the sheath in Karagath's hand shatters.
All right, throw the old minute presence, I guess.
Yes.
I gotta try this. I didn't even think about just shit talking from the stands.
Is Yang gonna goose stumble into the fight?
Speaking of which, Obsidian Shield, you begin to feel your armor resonating as the connection to your hearth in the face of the ungodly rage in front of you is beginning to burn. Something is happening in your artifact.
All right, so I'm marking off
God.
some.
Oh, is that supposed to happen?
Maybe?
Actually, yeah, this is a small expenditure, so this can be from peripheral. Drop that to 19. So that is 5, 6, 7, 8 successes on the. I'm presuming that's definitely hitting his resolve right now. Hey, hey,
This
cool
is-
sword move for idiots. Nice gentleman's wasting time in the gym instead of winning fights. Cool warrior style.
Oh.
You got there. Yeah, Shame Creation needs soldiers right now, Mr. Warrior Man, which you're very proud.
Would I have to wait to get a hand in this ball, or can I just fucking...
Roll me join battle and see where you are.
How do I roll join battle? What is join battle?
Wits
that
plus
is-
awareness.
Oh, I thought it was
heavy.
the thing on there. Hold on.
It's in your combat tools at the front of your character sheet.
Oh, it's
So
10.
now I throw the initiative dice themselves to try and activate the gambit. And there's exactly 3 successes. That's the base difficulty of a distract. And I imagine, given the nature of what's been done here, this is not a high difficulty distraction.
No.
I've in fact won that. So. And now what happens is, I just go back to be sure from the old combat summary. Right, gambits, distract. Declare a non-crashed ally to be the benefactor of the distraction. Obsidian naturally. Transfer the cost of the gambit to that character. It must be used to attack the target of the distraction on the recipient's next turn, or the bonus is lost. Not stackable. So, yeah, you have... Let me also check here that... The gambit costs difficulty +1 initiative on success or failure. Yeah, so I've spent 4 initiative to do this, and you have 4 extra initiative you could swing into a decisive on your next turn if you want it.
Okay, so Yang is
2 hit on
rolling.
decisives.
And Yang is actually acting on initiative 8 as well, so Yang can get in on this before he can move.
I am going to crack open a tome and read to you my thesis about how, honestly, all generals are fucking cowards, especially ones that duel. The act of dueling is, by in and of itself, the act of oppressing your troops. It is asserting dominance. It is saying that you are above the act of war, and in some sort of paradoxical means you are also bad at war, as introduced by Mr. Karakath over there, because he is a fuck up and he can only duel and not lead armies. So, can I use you as my main source for my thesis and why officers are useless?
Yang is starting to compose the ballad of the guy who fucked up. Starring Kathak Karakath.
Because you're the perfect example of this. I actually went up to the archives to see if anyone fucked up more than you did. Not yet so far.
So are you counting this as a distract gambit, or are you
distract? I guess I'm performing just pretending there's not a duel going on. I'm just talking. And I'm like, hey buddy, hey pal.
Yeah, manipulation perform.
Here. Oh, 9. I am also in a full fucking cause.
All right. So
The exclamation point, for what it's worth, is unnecessary.
okay. So
That
how much?
causes tends to explode.
You actually don't want the exclaim on these.
So exactly. Okay. No, I think you need to roll initiative to see how much you can transfer over.
Yes.
So roll 8 dice.
Ooh.
Well, you roll initiative to see if it goes through.
Oh, I did this vice versa.
Yeah.
So yeah, 8 dice.
Which one of us rolls?
You do.
Wait, why?
You are basically transferring initiative over to Obsidian Shield's next action. So you are seeing how much you can give him.
Oh, okay.
Gambits are like decisive attacks, but doing something other than damage.
So yeah, you can also shave 4 initiative off and give another 4 to Obsidian for a decisive.
Sure.
It-
What's a decisive?
Uh,
I
killing.
don't know how this. I don't know how this applies to shouting at someone from a treetop.
You are distracting him enough that Obsidian has an opening.
Oh, okay. What do I pay to make that happen?
I just took the 4 initiative for it. That is how the distract gambit works. You are
Okay.
lower in initiative, and in exchange for giving Obsidian now an effective 16 for a decisive.
And unless a third party shows up for either of us to punch or we intrude, we're not going to be getting initiative back for
Yes.
a while. So here we are. We helped. Get him. Do the move. You gotta move, right?
All right. At this point, the sheath has completely shattered as the second arm of the contest of strength has given way, and he is just beginning to pull his lips back in an absolute rictus snarl as he rips the sword back from the clash and steps backwards, takes a single deep breath in as he is leveling the sword out horizontally with the tip pointed towards you, just very obviously barely keeping his composure as the sword is trembling in his hand, and comes in for another stab forward to try to knock you off of your guard.
When he's about to make that swing, can I do something?
You would have been delaying your action.
Yeah, well, that's what I would have been delaying for him to do anything anyway. I want to do wind carried words to him. Catholic.
Can you
All
do
right.
that?
Theoretically, if you
I
can
can
perceive,
You can win carried words at anybody.
That's yeah. You can see him through me.
It has
Yep.
a range of miles. You don't need to be able to perceive. You just need to know who you're trying to talk to.
You opened the letter. You are a part of this. Your son was right once. What's to say he's not right now?
that's not getting a roll. That's having an effect that's behind the scenes. He doesn't visibly betray anything aside from a just kind of manic flare in his eyes.
That's fine. I wanted to see if it did anything to him.
Alright, he is using Liquid Steel Flow on this attack, as well as another Excellency. He is fucking furious. Let's see. You're gonna want to try boosting your parry again, because here comes another freight train.
Yeah. Yeah. Spending another 4 motes. For the +2. You got the... Well, the main sword is free now, so I'm going to try and catch this with the main sword.
Mhm.
And then... Is this decisive or withering?
This is Withering.
Okay. So that's going to be at 8. And, can I wait to spend willpower until the attack has gone off?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. That is 9. That bounces, as far as I'm aware. So,
If I...
Hmm?
Well, I have 8 right now.
okay, so that is...
If I willpower it up, it's equal, and that doesn't bounce.
Okay,
right?
so it does not bounce, but it is no threshold successes.
It is another ping.
So that is... Okay, what are all of his modifiers right now? 14...
Yeah, let me... I forgot to adjust this one. By the way, for as far as things that Obsidian is expending.
Both of you getting extremely revved up to deal chip damage to each other back and forth.
Yeah,
the
like,
auras don't hurt, right?
Obsidian has been putting all of his experience into countering this fighting style for like 2 months. It's beginning to show.
Hey, look.
Obsidian's banner is not doing anything, correct?
It is like a medium. Karagath is at bonfire.
Okay.
I would be at one step above normal because I spent anima for the sword.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you'd be at glowing.
Yes.
Alright, so Liquid Steel Flow allows him to add his dexterity as well as his strength to the damage of his withering attacks. So, that is a total of... Your soak is now 16, you said?
Yes.
This is above chip damage.
Well, I did spend the willpower to bring it up to 9.
What, the parry?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has 5 strength, 5 dexterity, 14 damage from the weapon, minus 16 soak.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
So yeah, the blade actually gets caught in your armor and pulls a plate off before ripping backward. Let me just make sure. I need to double check. I know that the sword can't go up. Okay, the sword can go above him in initiative, but it is capped on its effective damage for decisive by his main initiative, is how it works. So the sword is now on initiative 9, and you lose 3 initiative to 5.
Fuck.
Top of
This-
a round, take your regen. Remember to breathe.
Yep, remember to respire motes.
So what he has is bonus initiative that he could apply to a decisive attack on his next turn. It doesn't go into the general pool.
Yeah, that is not the actual timing rules, otherwise Distract would be wildly powerful.
I need to look at how a certain charm is used.
At this point, he is like breathing heavily and beginning to just roll his shoulders. And okay, yeah, no, he's acting twice before anybody can move.
Yeah, this is why I said fuck about 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, this is where he should have been at the start of the fight. He just had to burn an immense amount of resources to get to this advantaged situation. And he is not happy about that at all.
That's
Oh, yeah.
progress.
Rip to a real one.
He is like visibly breathing heavily from the exertion of the last 2 blows and is realizing, okay, pacing. Calm. Need to exploit this. Steadies his blow again. Holds out the sword and goes in for 2 quick slashes from top down and then top down in the other diagonal direction.
Ah, piss. I know this move.
This is not the kill move. This is
no, but I know. I think I know what move it is.
All right, so let me just double check this. Very important that I start to make sure the numbers are very correct at this point, because it is starting to get down to the wire. Actually, hang on.
If a charm is reflexive, can I do it in response to something he does? It's reflexive instant.
What is the charm specifically?
Unbearable taunt technique.
Go for it.
As he's coming in,
This
readying.
may
Go ahead.
change what he does. May change what he does. I will warn you. Like,
Yeah,
he
no,
is
that's
going
fine. I know exactly what I'm about. The landmine I'm about to step on. So as he is trying to calm himself and all that, Obsidian is staying there with the you know, like the swords are kind of like in a cross guard sort of thing. If people want a good like visualization, you know, the dome stance that that the boss has in MGS1. Imagine that, except with the swords. And he says, "You know, Father, I heard in the reports that nobody could have seen what happened coming. But, you know, who can say? Maybe if you had 500 or so more scouts out there combing the lands. After all, there's no absolutes, right?"
There is a just guttural animal scream that rips from his throat as he changes the stance of his blade, and you realize that now he is, instead of going for preparing for a killing blow down the line, he is just trying to kill you right now. He doesn't care how much of an advantage he could get if he waited 5 seconds. He is trying to cut your head off.
Yeah.
now he is.
Well,
So he's attempting
Now what?
this despite not, unless he can like pool those two initiatives
That is
together.
that is the finisher of this style
Alright.
is Blinding Nova Flare. Deadly finishing move of this style is
You're
a
making
dual
him
strike.
cash
That,
in everything.
Out of
Yes.
character for people that are like, man, Obsidian's going for a thing. Obsidian realizes that if he lets him charge up enough, he is not going to be able to take the blow.
yeah, no, here's the thing. 2 more rounds of this, and Blinding Nova Flash would be an insta-kill. You need to have him blow the killing blow when he's not actually one-hit killing you, or you lose. Alright, difficulty gambit made of the lower of the 2 pools. He is going to be spending willpower on that.
Always a good thing to hear your DM say.
Alright, with the willpower, that is a successful gambit. Congratulations, you do not have a parry or dodge against this next attack.
Yay!
Fatal Stroke Flash activates. And against an enemy in the lower initiative, you add the difference of the initiatives to the raw damage of a decisive attack against the opponent.
Well,
I warned you!
No, it's fine. This is fine. In all actuality,
Yeah.
staring at everybody, this is fine.
The swing in. And because you have no parry and no dodge, that doesn't matter. He doesn't have anything to convert those successes into extra damage. And he will be adding your current initiative difference with his is 4, so that is a total of 13 lethal damage coming in. That is ignoring your hardness. That is 4 lethal damage as he just cuts the front of your throat wide open.
All right. But
He just sets the 3.
into your
Wait,
-1s, right?
hold that thought about the amount of damage that Obsidian is taking.
Okay.
Please refer to the book for this conflict chart. God damn it, this fucking cheat sheet is bad sometimes.
Body of Earth.
No. I'm using Earth Bears Witness.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Okay, yeah. So, to read the brief blurb. Brace yourself on solid ground to subtract dice from the damage of a decisive attack, shunting it into the ground.
Okay, so that should have been activated before his damage roll.
Oh, okay. I was unaware of when it actually activates.
Alright, I can re-roll it with that in mind, but that does risk it having higher numbers. Do you want to invoke that and retroactively have the dice pool roll again, or not?
I will remember it for future reference.
Okay, I will narratively let you do it, just to have the narrative effect, because it was a relatively weak hit.
We'll say I do it without spending the motes.
Yes, just like
Yeah.
it has to have it as a narrative thing happen.
Is it Earth Bears Witness? No. Yeah, Earth Bears Witness. There we go. I just want to actually see what the fucking roll for this is.
It's not a roll. You just divide your stamina in half, round up, and reduce the damage by that much.
Okay.
Or use your full stamina if you have a significant amount of earth that you can point the damage into,
Depending
like this gazebo maybe. Supposing it's made of rocks.
Yeah, I think that's where the confusion came from, because it just says subtract. Oh, dice. There we go. It's one. It's mentioned once in like the middle of a paragraph.
Mhm.
Okay, that's why I missed that. All right. Anyway, so 4 lethal, huh?
Yep. Be a shame if that was half your health and not significantly less than half of your health anymore.
All right, Obsidian's at -1.
Yep, you are at -1 wound penalty as the pillars around you in the foundations of this building just crack on the spot as he is reeling backwards as he's drawing the sword, reflexively trying to put it back into a scabbard that is no longer there, and realizes how shallow the wound on your throat is. Obsidian, technically Angler has the initiative first, but no, this is Obsidian's turn now.
Trying to think if I want to do the thing that I had in mind for this. Yes. All right. So, knowing that that right there, that was the move.
That is the killing strike. He cannot. He literally.
Is the sword also lose its initiative?
Was the sword reset on Binding Nova?
Because it did
Double check
use
that.
its initiative, right? That'd be
it's
even more
it's a
fun.
gambit, so it has to spend it. Yes, so it does
Okay.
reset down. So, yes.
Okay, so I will initially say this before I had the thing that I said in my mind.
I do
Hey,
know-
can you dispel root and hand technique?
You can voluntarily decommit charms to a mode that you have. Yes,
Okay, wait?
you can voluntarily turn it off.
You said charms to emote.
You can turn off the motes committed to a charm to keep it going,
Okay.
which means it turns off.
Just as a further thing on that, do I get the motes back?
No,
Okay, I
Lets you
thought so.
regenerate. It lets you regenerate up to that cap again.
if a mote is
Oh,
committed,
right. Yes, because I was committing those motes, which is the thing that I would not even thought of because I'm currently at 19 out of 35. So fucking what are numbers anymore?
Yes.
Okay, so Obsidian, the molten lava that is wrapped around his blade, cracks and falls off. Quickly flips the sword around. It comes in with a strike that is so fast that it hits on both sides.
all right.
As he is going in for, Crimson Fang Bite. Add the higher of Essence or Strength to raw damage. It's a raw damage and withering, or double strength 10s on a decisive damage roll. That's what it is. Okay. And furthermore, I'm also using Burning Fury Wreath, which ignores strength divided by 2, round up points of hardness.
All right. So you're going in for the kill.
This is my chance.
Go for it.
And yeah, because of the distractions, you have an effective initiative of 13 on this swing.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, first, let me just do a little bit of the housekeeping here. Bear with. It's 3, and a willpower. Three. Can I use excellencies on a decisive attack?
It's not really, unless you are worried. You can use it for the accuracy roll, but it is going to be difficult. It does not overflow. If you're worried about getting over his parry, then yes, you can.
Quite frankly, yes.
Do the thing.
All right, so I'm going all in on that. So, hey, you want to know another effect of Crimson Fang? I double 10s up to my strength.
Yep.
Decisive damage roll, actually. So not on the accuracy. The accuracy already doubles, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that is 9, which means you hit him as that he is almost entirely gassed and cannot actually boost his parry enough.
Decisive attack. Actually, I should have minus 1 die off of that. Because I'm at a -1 right now. Oh wait, no, because I'm just rolling the initiative, right? That actually doesn't matter.
Yeah. You are rolling the initiative plus your distract bonus.
Oh, I always forget about the modifier tags for weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of those would apply in this situation at this point.
Right now, no.
Okay. Anyway. All right, that's 3 damage.
All right. You swing in.
Wait, why did you only throw 8 dice?
Yeah, you would have more than that from the boost.
You'd have 5
Would-
more. Toss 5 more.
You have the 5 actual initiative right now, and you've benefited from the 2 distractions that normally aren't supposed to stack, but I suppose for rules of drama, we have allowed them
I
to
was
collide.
that rock because it was
Yeah.
just too good.
Okay. God, I always get so confused. So that would have applied to both the damage and the...
Just the damage.
Yeah, just the damage. But whatever, you hit and you are just roll 5
Okay.
more.
Roll 5 more. Four.
Tit for tat. 4 damage both ways.
Ha!
Crunch.
Yeah, in response, the blunt blade just crushes directly into his throat in the same stroke. Like, no, if he had been a mortal man, that would have collapsed his windpipe, but it just sends him staggering backwards, clutching at his throat with his free hand, as his sword is just, like, clenched and curled up in a just completely now without discipline, like, raving and waving over his head swing. And that's when your armor begins to fuel you and you realize what's going on. Is you feel a sympathy with Yang's crossbow, and you feel the connection of the hearth through the two of them. And you realize that you have a moment, and you don't know how, and you don't know why, but you know how to do a move. You have temporarily borrowed Yang's ability to use Goose Style, to use its special disarm charm.
You're gonna have to explain that one to me.
Alright. The charm itself costs 3 motes and 3 initiative, but because this is the artifact activating for the first time, I will waive the initiative cost. The charm that I wrote, I'm going to read it out loud. Anything a foe treasures is forfeit to a sufficiently determined goose, which uses its stolen prize to lure its prey deeper into chaos.
Can
This
I
supplements... Go on.
can I declare how he has a Kiryu that's rad moment?
Yes.
But in his head, he remembers the time Yang said, "I just run up there and kick the sword out of his fucking hands." I don't know.
That's exactly what happens. It's just, wait, why don't I just kick the sword out of his fucking hand? And the cost of the gambit is changed in the following ways. The cost of the gambit is replaced by the cost of this charm. The initiative roll gains double 9s. On a success, if the target of the gambit has a negative intimacy at minor or greater strength toward the stylist may transfer 5 motes of their initiative to an ally as though they had simultaneously succeeded at a distract gambit of the same difficulty. Unlike an ordinary distract gambit, this does not cost additional initiative on top of the transferred amount. This initiative must be used as a decisive check as part of the victim of this charm, or or this forfeit as usual. So that secondary rider is not going to be as effective. However, you are doing a disarm gambit with a boost very cheaply without costing initiative. So what you do is roll your attack.
Which one?
Just your normal to touch them attack.
A withering attack.
Wither.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
Alright, now roll the initiative.
This is also a number that is lost on me at this point.
You have not reset yet because of this being a dramatic moment, so you can roll an extra 5 dice.
So 10 dice total?
Total of 5, actually, is what I should have
Okay.
said. A underhanded swing of the blunt blade to the butt of the hilt of the weapon, his katana goes flying out of his hands 10 feet behind him, and the blade's effect of his form turns off completely. He is completely disarmed in front of you. Turn order reset. Breathe.
Go for the check.
Darren, I'd like to take my hidden action.
Oh yes, at the end of the turn. Sneaky action by one Vanif Milan.
So, a voice is heard throughout the area that everyone can hear. Karagath, you couldn't strike me down in Parliament, you couldn't strike down Old Man on the boat, and you couldn't strike the blow here. You've lost. He was right. And I would like to take an instill action to target his what was the second intimacy about? He always does
Despite
it?
everything, he was right.
No, the first one. I'm using despite
I will
everything.
never go back on my word.
I'm using despite everything to target. I never go back on my word with a social attack.
All right, 1 die stunt for a, let's call that manipulation socialize.
All right, and let me get my charms. What was the last one? So many charms, so much to spend. Okay, that's 5, 6, 7, 8 against his God, what is his defense for a social
Resolve.
action? Resolve.
There is this utter stillness that descends as he is clutching his throat with an empty hand, staring down Obsidian, as his eyes are completely unfocused as this voice is coming through the air.
As the camera looks to where the sword had landed, and just below in the tree it is embedded in is Milan's face carved into it.
That's stupid, but it makes sense.
Rips a wakizashi out of his belt with one hand and stabs himself in the fucking throat.
Ooh.
I'm not fixing that.
Angler is actually whispering in Yang's ears, "Fix it!"
Yang, get the
No.
fuck down here.
Why?
He looks entirely too happy to be dying.
Hey, Yang, let me put it this way. It's what he wants.
Purple, 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 purple,
Well,
purple,
good
purple,
for
purple,
him.
purple.
Well,
Exactly the right
purple.
moment to come back on.
Fine. Stupid.
You're not right. I'm taking the exit.
Stubborn, stupid piece of shit.
So just to be sure to catch me back up on this, he has done the act, I suppose.
He has stabbed himself in the throat because of enough social actions to break his resolve completely. He realizes that in having lost and leaving him alive, he will have basically had his life ruined, so he's not giving you the satisfaction and is trying to kill himself.
Is he on the list?
Yes.
I'm not fixing it.
Well, propose we'll get into position to
Hold up.
He just
He'll officiate.
he's collapsed on the ground, and blood is just coughing and gurgling as he is still continuing to laugh with 2 feet of steel through his voice box, and blood is just boiling out of it.
Hold up a moment.
well, if you don't have immediate thoughts on it,
No.
then do I have one contribution?
I
that may
am.
be
I'm
helpful?
looking through. I'm looking through my charms.
Set the mood here.
Let's slow down. Time has stopped.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about what our players feel about this exact moment in time. There's no way Yang would give a shit about this man's life.
Yang personally would not care, yes.
Correct. Whereas, as I just said, this is what he wants. Obsidian does not want to give him what he wants.
Obsidian's angle is that if you want this man to see what he least wants, you have to heal him. Death is what he wants.
I don't have a specific charm for this, but
And to specifically... go on.
I want to throw something plus socialize at Yang specifically.
Yeah, no, do anything you want to try and change this.
Well, actually, if he beats your resolve, then you would have to tag a very heavy intimacy to resist it.
Oh yeah, no, I basically botch, and this will stay the course. I'm giving you any reason.
Oh,
Right.
Yes.
You make the call and put
Go
the
get
call
him.
into game terms.
Yeah,
if you want to.
if you want your dad to live,
Okay.
go ahead.
Appearance socialize. One word. Dead stare at Yang. Yang.
1 die stun. And to specify for people in chat, the armor is specifically 1 charm can be borrowed per session. That is the limiter on it, is that you can loan a charm to Obsidian, or Obsidian can loan a charm to you.
I'm spending willpower on that.
Yeah, and it just has the impact of just yelling at a cat that has no interest in you.
It has, as he is fucking like slumped on his sword, blood coming out of his neck. This is the most he can muster up.
All right, hold on. Back up.
Oh, man.
Look it up.
Like, you
man,
see
it's
Yang do a
typing.
double take and go like, "What? You're gonna do something about this?"
Old man's gonna cast Mists of Eventide to put him into a coma.
What?
All right, you would want to be warning him to get out of the way.
I'm telling the other two to back up because it's an indiscriminate move.
Yeah, they would
have
pass
to
out if
back
they don't
up.
get out of the way.
Yeah.
I guess I'll retreat.
This
I
is not going to save
stumble
his
out.
life, but it
You're
will.
back enough. You're far back enough.
This is not going to save his life, but it will probably extend it to so that someone could save his life.
This is going to put him in a medical coma.
It is if someone is put into initiative crash over it, it puts them into an unavoidable coma for a single full day. And I will go ahead and, because I've not cast a spell in a long time, actually. I'll spend my 5 free motes and then go ahead and get an additional 5 to cover the very low 7 sorceress motes cost of Miss of Eventide, and just, centered on Karagath. He can try to resist it. It's quite hard.
He is in shock and bleeding out, and I'm not gonna roll that. This is just a good enough idea. And he has stabbed himself through the throat and the larynx and a carotid out the side of his spine. Like, he has internally almost decapitated himself. That is the level of injury you're dealing with here. But
yes,
Mists of Eventide being basically a magical skedaddle skedoodle, your biological functions have stopped doodle magic spell means that, okay, you've gone from 2 turns until he dies until you have a couple of minutes.
Yep. They fall into a magical slumber, rendered comatose for a single day.
Let me think about this.
And he passes into the coma, still with a horrifying, just rictus grin of "I've won" on his face.
Okay, so both Obsidian and Karagath are now in a coma.
No.
Only
No.
Karagath is in a coma.
We back
Obsidian
up.
Shield has a flesh wound across the front of the throat. Karagath has nearly decapitated himself. Obsidian Shield is approaching you. Repose has backed away and is observing the thing.
I mean, I don't give a shit about Karagath. I'm gonna hop down and my Hearthmate comes first. Gonna fix up Obsidian. Good job out there, buddy. Really killed the shit out of your dad. I know I did that once. It's great. And I'm going to cast. Let me look at
Obsidian.
my medical charms.
Obsidian
Wouldn't
at
it
this.
be cosmically hilarious if I was the one who saved his life?
Can you?
I know some medicine.
No, you don't. Do you?
Old man does know some medicine.
You do, like, Old Man actually does have medicine, but this is like aggravated.
Yang wouldn't fucking know that.
I'm going to. It's not an incredible amount, but I can throw any dice at all at him, possibly stabilizing him, maybe.
Can I make a social combat roll at Yang?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Seeing Old Man going over to do the medicine check, Angler's going to whisper into Yang's ear, you know, if he succeeds, he's shown you up again. Could you live with that?
If who succeeds?
Old Man.
Old Man is gonna show you up if he actually fixes him.
I mean, try and roll it.
Yeah, okay. What's the dice for this again?
This would be the dice pool that you're using against him would probably be manipulation.
Socialize?
Socialize, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
One of the social attack skills.
Yeah, okay. Do I get any
Dealer's choice.
bonuses or things for poking at the Old Man button?
1 dice not, I'd say.
Thought so. What's his resolve?
Yang's resolve is 4.
Nope. I couldn't even willpower that.
I mean, normally that would push my buttons. I actually really just want to see where this is going.
Fair enough.
So, all right. So I've just looked up the medicine check rules on this. It is a difficulty equal to the current threshold that he's in to staunch bleeding and wounds like that. Well, goes from 1 to 5.
That would be
And
fine.
so yes, so
Incapacitated.
this is actually very likely to fail because I only have 7 dice on this. Old Man is pretty decent at medicine for on a mortal scale.
Mhm.
He is not he's not a doctor though.
Mhm.
So this is pure luck. Let's see.
I love being a dramatic bitch.
I can add 1 more success off of that, but I cannot make it 5.
I love being stubborn narratively.
Is there a way of is that just a flat failure or is that a partial stabilizing? How does that work?
I believe I'm pretty sure this would just be a flat failure because I just cannot actually stabilize from dying, kind of thing.
Okay.
Bleeding effort can have the flow of blood stanched with an intelligence plus medicine roll as a miscellaneous action with difficulty equal to his current rule penalty. A character treating his own wounds raise the difficulty by 1.
Well,
It seems like it just fails.
His wound penalty would be 4, because I don't think incapacitated actually has.
Well, yes, because minimum difficulty is 1, though. So 0
yeah.
counts as 1, minus 4 to 5.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. No, you are...
Although I guess, actually, that doesn't actually make sense, because why would I be treating someone who's at 0? Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that feels odd to me.
I feel like for a dramatic sense,
I guess maximum
can...
5 is actually calling out the difficulty by 1 if you're treating your own?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, for the additional self-surgery aspect, because if that... I will say that this can succeed, just so you can have him stabilized. He's still in a very bad way, and you have him stable, not will survive. You have him...
Yes.
Yeah, we have a dramatic period of time to debate about this once I make, Obsidian's jugular correct. By the way.
That would be probably...
as an aside, is it possible for me to make any more rolls against Yang, or do I only get the 1?
After this medicine check, I feel like it will be another opportunity for you with...
You have to find a different angle.
The general idea of a social
different angle.
Yeah, instead of like whimpering at me like, come on, you can be like, no, come on.
No, here's my different angle.
Yeah.
You go down to heal Obsidian instead of going and healing my father, like I say. And I don't know what the ability stat for this would be, but this is a presence roll. I'm just gonna slap your hand away and walk away.
Let's call that strength presence.
Are we saying that's against my...
That is against your resolve, and that is
that would work.
You literally just got slapped across the hand and just ignored by the kindest person in the hearth.
Fine.
Yeah, kneeling down next to him. What's happening right now? As Yang gets the fine, because Old Man has done the thing at this point. The best he can really do, because he can't remove the wakizashi.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can't take that out. But he could provide, like, a little tiny bit of closing up the wound around it, and also, like, keeping it from continuing to bleed.
Propose has supplies of gauze and thread and other...
I have a specialty medicine triage. That would apply here probably, right?
Oh, yes, it would.
Mm-hmm.
You also have your magical charms for...
Yeah, so I'm going to tag... Let's see here. I guess probably Grievous Wound Alteration Energy.
Probably, yeah. I mean, this would kind of... if this doesn't count as a Grievous Wound, I don't know what does.
So, she rolls Intelligence plus Medicine. Each success can vary to a level of aggravated damage to lethal. Any success above the patient's threshold can reach a level of lethal damage to bashing. So, I'm going to turn this to bashing. By using Intelligence plus Medicine. Yep. Which is 10, so. Can I, like, do it? Can I get a stun somehow by dabbing before I do this?
You have your specialty from triage, and just because you asked me if I dab or something, I'm giving you a 1 die stunt even though you didn't stunt, because goddamn you.
Yang makes sure to just do something very small and petty to be sure everyone around knows that he doesn't want to do this. He doesn't think it's cool.
He just like picks up a rock and just kind of puts it in the wound for a little bit and just kind of and then takes...
I just find a can, kick it, go, well, shucks, then I guess I'll go do the thing. So.
Even more humiliated by saved by Old Man, being saved by Yang.
My heart's just not into it. Can I give you a little plus for another success?
Aggravated damage, so you have downgraded 3 aggravated to lethal, which means that he is no longer bleeding out and dying.
Can I give you willpower if I can do that to, like, all of it just aggravated? What? If I give you a willpower, make it 1 more success.
So the thing is, he stabbed himself in the throat to fill his full life bar with aggravated. So
Yeah, okay.
You are working off all of it is aggravated, then all of it is lethal, and then all of it is bashing. So
Okay.
you have gotten rid of enough aggravated to make him not actively dying, is what you.
Well, that'll have to do then.
He is exactly
yeah.
not going to die as long as no one else destroys him at this moment.
As long as no one twists the sword in his throat or kicks him a little too hard,
He
he's
is at the
going
point
to live.
of even a dragon needs like a lot of bed rest in a hospital to
Survive what happened.
So, fun fact, most of your spine is sword. That's pretty weird. Gonna turn into a bush real quick and then grow the wood back, and then it should be most of the spine.
You
So
are talking to a comatose body.
at this
Yeah,
point,
no,
I'm
just-
going to point
just
out
what I
the duel is over. So shouldn't the Catholic guards be coming to collect the loser?
They're not stepping in until they figure out what's going on, because this
Ah.
is still ongoing. Like, the person is dying, but they're patching up they're patching up the body. They're not interfering. This is Obsidian's business. They said that.
Can I whisper something to Obsidian Shield, and then I'm pulling myself out of this situation?
All right.
Obsidian. Actually, hold on a sec. When I said my thing earlier about the letter, did he react to the letter, or did he react to me saying that his son was right?
Both.
Okay. Whispering to Obsidian. During the fight, I found out that your dad reacted to me mentioning a letter. You know what kind of letter I'm talking about. Search his office. I'm going to keep an eye out on things here. And I pull out of Yang's, subconscious.
Wow, I just feel like I got most of my brain back.
Obsidian's in a daze right now. He is exhausted.
Cool. Glad I sent something to Obsidian.
Cool.
I mean, he heard it and he's processing it, but he's
Please
having
hold.
he's having trouble thinking right now.
I have
So,
an
no,
idea on that front.
Mhm.
Darren, I sent the God, what are they called again? Magistrates to
Yes.
to investigate this guy and anything. I'll give you willpower if they're already searching his office now.
All right, I'll take that willpower. And also, Angler, I will let you know that as you are right up close to Karagath, as the triage and initial surgery is going on, you're able to use the sense jacking to give a good sniff. You don't smell nothing about your friend, that one. He seems he seems entirely clean.
He
Just a
still
normal
mentioned the letter, though.
narcissist.
But that's something to pay attention to. Angler has other things to worry about at this point.
So, the magistrates, you can actually kind of look up and see in the window, a couple of them looking out of the window and then going back to searching the office as they kind of realize, okay. That they had been kind of caught watching the duel to make sure, okay, are you going to live? Are you going to die? Okay, and then we'll get back to it. And then... So, yeah, it is clear that there are several magistrates visibly going through his office looking through his things.
All right, so down here on the floor, after the field surgery has been concluded, Repose will kneel and set up just a little bit of the appropriate observances for one on the verge of death who may or may not yet choose to invoke their fundamental right to leave this world. Just your stuff to be vigilant around someone who is wounded. Probably just a couple of candles, spot of incense. The one coin, but not the other.
I'll probably ask
Yeah.
you to hand me like some sort of tool while you're placing down candles, like, hey, could you pass me the grabber, please?
Yeah, he's got a lot of repose. Medical implements and mummification instruments are the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
Repose has a lot of perfectly good surgical tools that just aren't supposed to be used on the living. because
I
that's
am
rude.
probably using things that would be used to prepare a body for a funeral to fix this man's fucking throat.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the level of trauma going on here.
Well, it's already open, so like I don't have to worry about that.
And when it is
Blood flow
time
is pretty
to
slow, so you might be able to get away with moving the sword out. Oh god, that's blood. Nope, no, the sword's staying
Hey,
there for
is
a
there
while.
a bit of a vertebrae under that rock. Could you pass it over here?
And as it is time to go ahead and say some manner of appropriate rites, Repose will lean in real close to the ears of this comatose man, knowing that in such a state, words rarely make it to the mind, but intent at times can, will can, emotion can, and Repose will just drop into like this extremely low, deep, rasping whisper, just like a level of ire you have not heard in his voice since first since we fought the axe, and then before that, since we were in Wild Zone. And you will just intone to this near dying man, this guy on the borders of his jurisdiction. Your enemy still stands.
As Obsidian is slumped against the wall.
As Obsidian is walking off. Yes. Of course your enemy is still standing.
Which,
yes.
no, not him.
I know, but...
It's fun in character.
Obsidian just gets a proposal look like, dude.
Repose is being extremely quiet. Unless you are boosting your senses and directional miking it, you are not hearing. He is speaking at appropriate volume for... You're just dead. We carry on to something to the effect of that Repose would have something more appropriately poetic, either pre-prepared, having premeditated all of this, or being able to deliver it off the cuff. But he's just gonna point out here that, hey, none of what you did here gets you revenge against the mask. If not for the mask, what you did would not have been wrong.
God, Repose is so fucked up, I love it.
Just try to insinuate into this man's coma. You know what's really to blame for all of this?
None of what you're actually mad about. What
None
about
of this
the thing
bullshit. No, just sweep that under the table and forget about it. Roll over to the real problem. Thorns. Everything went wrong at Thorns.
I don't know how I feel about Repose's ghost army he's building.
He's gonna let this. Yeah, he's gonna let this.
No,
Just now noticing the thing Repose does as a criminal?
No, I've noticed this for quite a while. This is just something I'm vocalizing now. I am very well aware of the amount of dead people Repose has whispered to.
And yeah, just kind of, suppose attempt a manipulation and presence.
Yeah, go ahead with a 1 dice dot.
And just the 2 successes from some excellence that I'm going to go ahead and suppose that we have we have some breathing room to work with here. So just breathe very deeply into that. Make sure that it vibrates firmly into the bones.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw a willpower into that to also make it a 5, to just leave this vague impression of an instill, of just get vaguely associated with the bad times that have just unfolded here. Thorns.
It's all down to Thorns.
It's always been Thorns. And then his work here is done. He'll stand back up and dust off and
all right,
tone
so
a bit of a quiet, peace upon you, and off we go.
2 questions. 1, what would you do with Karagath's body? Number 2, are you going to be going to investigate the offices yourself while you are here? When you have seen the magistrates that Milan mentioned doing investigation.
I am not leaving that body until I'm making sure that he gets proper further medical attention and he is going to live. And also, no knives are going to be within him in a 5-mile radius. And
So,
So I'd
wave
probably,
to the Cathak grunts to secure the area and prepare to move him. Then.
Okay, yeah. So you're having Cat take him away.
And now, with still bloodied hands, I will finally go, now would you let me fucking fix your dumb throat?
Yes.
Okay, good. Same shit. Well, 9/11, because I'm not going to dab beforehand.
No, with 11, because this is a triage roll.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Wait. Huh.
That's
So,
basically all of it is reduced
So-
down to bashing.
That
as
is,
opposed
all
to-
of it is reduced to bashing, and one of it is removed entirely. So, you have gone from open bleeding wound that has nicked an artery to, you'll be fine in a couple of hours.
you'll
And
just see it.
overnight at most.
God, still at a -1 though. You hate to see it. Before I realized that I didn't do costs of charms correctly, I was actually going to buy another point of Oxbody. It's still probably going to be the next thing I get.
Yeah, no, after having, I'm just gonna say, as a kind of immediate postmortem, yeah, no, this combat engine makes a lot more fucking sense when it's one-on-one. Like, a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot more room for nuance to emerge with trading resources back and forth with hits and counter hits and so forth.
Yep.
Incidentally, I may as well, since we don't have the person who can reflexively check for spirit interlopers, Repose will pop out the mirror and do a quick visual sweep.
A bunch of element. Go on.
Does my elemental my spirit sense convey through the tree? No. Okay.
That is, sorcery and charms are generally don't crosswire.
Okay.
Unless they explicitly say so.
And I would like to assert that my awareness specialty in omens would apply here to be looking for anything that's out of the ordinary for the spiritual makeup of an arena on the night of a climactic battle between father and son to settle a grudge.
Mm-hmm. All right, go right ahead.
$10.
Greater than 70. All right.
Oh.
Jesus H.
Yeah,
Christ.
sweep the yard here. Take thorough inventory of everything.
Why don't you use your dice instead?
Okay, give me a second. I was not expecting you to get 12. You just pulled a mini Shireen, so one moment while I sort through the notes and see what you can actually find on this scene.
Like, amateurs would have stopped at noting that there's, like, a murder hand sitting in the corner trying to act like it's not interested in what's going on.
No, the murder hand that's been following Yang around is just in the corner, not even openly, like, not even hiding. It's just been openly like, damn! But it also just kind of looks like, come on!
I already know who that is.
Come on! He was right there! Why did you not kill him?
Just spend a moment thinking eternally, I should get their name.
The god...
You may as well know that one.
How long has he been following me?
Probably most of your life.
He's always there when I'm around you.
The best way I can describe this is it looks like the god just has blue balls. I'm just like, come on! You were so close!
You could have just killed him. You still can. Come
At
on.
this point, that blood hand is the caseworker assigned to our Earth.
Pretty
Any
much.
interesting kills we do, they take credit for.
Much. It's like basically, at this point, Repose would guess that it has actively scared away other red hands of just like, no. All 6 of these are mine. I don't care what you think. All of these are mine. I watch these. Mine. Like, especially the weird green one, but like, no, the rest of them are fucked up too. But like the rest of the pan and scan that you're getting is there's a couple of discorporated like wood elementals that usually probably tend the garden that are like actively cowering in the flower beds and trying not to be seen. Levels of just like oh god.
What do you think the murder spirit thought about my getaway?
Maybe you can ask it at some point. but you are going and you look at the spirit of the arena itself, and you can see it's not quite a. It's somewhere between maybe a least god and maybe a minor god of the position of this specific arena. It's just going around like looking at the cracks and just muttering to itself and all around like, God, I just fucking fixed this. Of just the sensation of like, on the one hand that was cool, but like, man, why do you keep breaking my
Okay.
house?
You know what? Whatever amount of time that everyone else is going to spend searching the office, Repose will spend fixing up the fight gazebo, and use this as an opportunity to strike up conversation with the.
Okay. There is one more thing with the 12 successes.
All right.
Is in the distance, like maybe 500 yards away, on a rooftop, you can see a rather large figure with kind of like just unnaturally wide shoulders tapering down in a kind of almost human but not quite silhouette, and a strange reflection in the late evening into the early moonlight off the armor. It seems like armor. It's metallic in some form, and the figure just appears to be watching.
But keeping extremely distant.
Mhm.
Interesting. Mercenary.
Finally getting his breath. I'm seeing him just go Yang. Whew, let's go check that office.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Sorry. My brain's a little all over the place right now.
I will just go ahead and say, from the description that Cascade gave and the rough sketch made, that looks like the silhouette of the god that showed up on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
It is not approaching, it is watching.
I kind of want to talk to it.
Bold.
It's a bold
I
move,
don't-
Cotton.
Old move. Old man doesn't know it's there, but he wants to talk to it. He wants to know what's up.
Hello, fellow murderers. Okay, so Repose will be just starting
He will
to
be down
patch-
here gluing rocks back together.
Yep, and so Office team will be going to do a perception investigation roll to help case the area with the magistrates. Repose, give me a craft roll to help prepare the area.
Alternative. If it's still investigation, it's still investigation. Can I use wits instead for... It's my dad.
Yeah, okay, wits for, rather than searching the place, just puzzling out, okay, what would be where.
Yeah. Where would he fucking put this shit?
Yeah, you can use wits.
All right. So,
Good, that makes it a 5.
just a small stunt to offer up for this craft prep. What Repose will be doing is recovering bits of the debris, greasing them
Fuck
up in the blood left on the battlefield, and then that is what will mortar them back into place.
Yeah, well, that's a 1 dice down from that, yep.
I'm spending a willpower to make that a 2.
Alright.
And he will just be faintly glowing as he goes. Just slightly warmed up from all of the excitement here. Go up to just 1 level of anima glow.
Would Yang be helping to case the joint, or what would Yang be up to?
And just say, come on, Yang, we need to find shit on my dad.
I think someone might have stepped away for a moment. So,
Oh no, I'm muted. What was the roll again?
perception investigation.
Okay, so that's 9. Neat.
Right, so then also flaw finding, examination for the old.
Is Obsidian on fire
Stepping
still?
craft.
Actually.
You do
I'm
have
giving
an
direct.
Hmm?
I'm giving direction outside the room.
You do have a charm that soaks anima. You could just like draw and put away your sheath a couple of times.
Also, it's Parliament. People bonfiring here a lot.
No, this entire set of buildings is designed to survive Dragonblood's getting mad.
But also, I like that idea. Hold up, I'm seeing what the other cost of this charm is. Obsidian creates and dismisses the sword twice.
Jonathan, Charlotte.
Yeah, so operating 6 times faster than normal
3
and with an
modes.
auto success on the actual roll.
Yeah, you're able to just kind of go on autopilot to fix up the cracks near where Obsidian took the hit.
There. Now Obsidian no longer has his anima flaring.
All right,
He's also completely tapped.
it's fine.
Nothing else is going to happen, right?
Absolutely nothing else is in the vicinity. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. 4.
All right, so Repose is basically able to work at a fast enough clip to just kind of multitask and talk to the small god of the dueling arena, if desired. And so the first thought from Obsidian during the process is, okay, look in his fireplace. What's there? What's like the very first thought is after hearing that there was a letter, look in the fireplace. And Yang, involved in casing the place, finds that, okay, so number one, from the ambient heat, there was a fire relatively recently that was put out. Number two, there's a pile of ashes at the bottom, like paper ashes.
One of y'all
Oh.
would have like a weird way to turn that back into a letter. Would you?
I mean,
I feel like if anyone would, it'd be Repose.
I don't think I can get quite that drastic with repairing things yet.
No, that's, I think, like, completely rewinding time
Yeah,
for
that's
something.
that's
is
more
an
of a
example.
celestial crafter thing than a dragon crafter
think
thing.
I think that is actually an example solar charm in the craft tree, or a lunar. One of the two has that as a charm.
But there would still be a way to get information out of it, and I feel that the magistrates are used to getting information from people who have burned evidence.
I mean, yeah, like, so Dragonbloods do have some pretty intense like casing in the evidence scenes, so they could probably call in a specialized investigator once they realize that there has been destroyed evidence. But yeah, so they like basically just kind of put a little string in front of it, like nobody touched this. And the rest of what Yang finds is the office of what looks to have been, until very recently, someone who was just living a pretty not mundane or not boring, but very much bureaucratically same day in, day out kind of life. And then the pile of papers on the desk and the way that things are arranged, there's just something about the room itself that Yang could not describe Yang could not point to a specific aspect of the room and say, this is why I get this. Something changed. Something got tenser. Something got much more aware of itself and a much more composed and dedicated way that is not the way it is normally gone through. Something is off about this place. There's something off about how things are stored in the most recent month or so. There's something off about how the filing is. The vibes are rancid. There is secrets here that are successfully covered up in a way that you can't name, and it makes you uncomfortable because you know that there's something here that was accounted for and hidden, and as you are digging through it, you literally can't find anything actually out of place, but you swear to God that something here is off. This place is just off. The vibes is wrong.
I will relay how wrong the vibes are. So that's weird.
But yeah, the one other major thing that I would say is, number one, you also can locate the ashes, and specifically to say that it is about 3 or 4 papers worth of ash. You are very familiar with burning evidence, like from your job.
Yeah, no.
So it's like 3 or 4 pieces of paper that got burned. It was not a whole giant stack of evidence that got nuked. It was a very specific small set of paper that was an entire fire was made to get rid of.
He probably did that when I called him out.
And I mean, it's still warm. That the timing would line up.
How many letters, I wondered? He probably answered. Huh. So, yeah, my diagnosis is that your dad is a narcissist.
And
I mean, that's just the mood I get from this. And he just gestures vaguely.
It's a good analysis based off of if we did not know about the man.
If we had
Which
not
we
seen
knew
everything that
he
just
is
happened.
1000% a narcissist in person, yeah. It was still a good deduction, though, just from being able to tell that from
Being
this
able to
stuff.
tell that from a living space is impressive. If you hadn't seen him turn into just the stark, raving portrait of a narcissist yet.
I'm saying I'm glad.
Bends down, drags 2 fingers across the floor, smells the dust. Narc lives here.
That's pride. I know that.
Puts finger into ash, puts it in the mouth.
well,
That's definitely the taste of a megalomaniac.
So I guess for down here, I have the idea for the one useful thing that we might get out of talking just to the arena god. Just at an appropriate lull in the conversation, ask if he has had certain visitors of late, and in some way, insinuate with gesturing and eyebrow wiggling, and indicating that he knows exactly where the mercenary is hiding and surveilling from right now.
That'll be manipulation presence to make it willing to say something out loud about that.
It doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to...
This is still like...
Yeah, it's fine. Come on. It's fine. We're just having a good time here. There's no need
I'm
to
not a
get
cop.
violent.
I am categorically not a cop.
There's no need to get violent. We've just been violent. It's been a good night for violence.
There's no need to get peaceful.
There's no need to get too relaxed.
So
Alright, yeah, I just have to make sure of where my numbers are. And every so often remember that I am still operating under 1 wound penalty at the moment. Still got them burns, which... So, like, his core was mostly protected by the armor being a good heat sink. It's mostly wounds to his extremities that are gradually healing from the tips back.
They've scabbed him.
At this point, like, his fingers are once again out of the bandages, and he just has wrappings going up arms, legs. Some of his face is probably still being wrapped, but just a quick little for. Come on, just a yes or no.
We have.
Any new people?
I wouldn't say they were.
You get any old hands?
I would say they were
any
the
old
opposite.
people.
You could say. The old face. Not usually around here, but known. There's a kind of hesitance of, have you spoken with them lately? Have you? There's a probing back of like, okay, what do you want to know? Do you know them? Where's this angle going? What can I say?
All right, I'm not sure how I would phrase this, but suppose would have some manner of euphemism ready for insinuating that this hypothetical individual he might be referring to has been on the wrong side of the wall.
Well, if such a thing were the case, and heaven knows, I would rather that not be the case, of course, but if such a thing was such a case, such an esteemed and elder figure in the courts, although as neglected as their post may be in the roles, they certainly would maybe feel owed the ability to go off the clock.
Hmm. All right. So as far as converting this, the presumed small talk here into actionable information, I guess.
What is being said is that this god is old. This god is
Mhm.
from a official department that is no longer a major part of the terrestrial bureaucracy, but is nominally quite important. And the god is of a stature that, while officially and unofficially its status is kind of up and down, its personal prowess and or its personal regard is such that it could probably get away with the occasional breaking of the rules in broad daylight and just get a jaded eye in their direction, because it's just
Yeah.
like,
So like we're talking about something that has a decent essence rating behind it, but is currently living in poverty.
yes, this is something that is living below its station because of political changes.
That'll do. Let's get a vague general sense of power level from that small talk, and
Probably something that from your hearth would consider, okay, actually threat. Like, not can shove over in a locker, but not would murder all six of you without trying. It would be considerable.
entirely plausible that it's keeping distance from this site because it is too risky to approach.
It is entirely possible that 4+ Dragon Bloods and Karagath probably would have been a little too spicy if all the heat had aimed in its direction.
Well, good to have confirmation of, further confirmation of stuff we've mostly gained on that front. I'm good here.
All right. Otherwise, we can, I think, go back to yonder boat. Oh yeah. Also, another comment that just brought my attention. The other thing that would probably be making it hang back is like the 12 or so other Catholic guards
Yes.
posting the entire perimeter. That would definitely be like, nuh-uh. Maybe it could handle the 4 of you. It can't handle several dozen of you.
Mhm.
But yeah, I believe that settles accounts here. The Catholic guards would have taken Karagath away and basically have just kind of bid you a like, okay, deal's done. You did your honor duel. It's in our hands now. We'll follow your, direction on that. And otherwise, we didn't see you. This didn't happen. It's not a deniable you can't be seen here. It's just more along the lines of, okay, business is concluded. Have a nice day.
You two fought for reasons. The matter is settled. Moving on.
And so, yeah, would the course of action for the rest of the Hearth be to return to boat?
Yes.
Obsidian,
Unless anyone else
the
has
only
an idea.
thing, the only piece of business Obsidian has left on this island is not going to be awake for a month.
Huh?
So, yeah, Obsidian's done here.
Yeah. All right. So, meanwhile, I will say to cut back to boat because there was something Angler wanted to do on the way back.
This has been something he probably would have taken care of the minute everybody else was off the ship.
Yeah, so this is kind of a semi flashback, but
So once the crew left and once Cass left to go check in with the rest of House Nellens and such, Angler would have gone down in the hold and found his two daughters. And on the way, talking to Onyx, say, Onyx, pay attention here. I think there's something you're going to be involved in here in a moment.
Understood.
Okay. And then he's going to go find wherever his two daughters have scurried off to.
All right, they would be around in the crew decks, just kind of probably like playing with a pair of dice, just kind of finding a way to while away the time.
Okay. He's going to find them, look around for a second to see if any crew members are around, and then, all right, girls, there's something I need to talk to you about, okay?
Okay. Yeah, sure, Dad.
So, the rest of my brothers are out taking care of something with Obsidian's dad. He's a real jerk, and Obsidian needs to go have a conversation with him.
I hope he's
But-
okay.
I'm sure Obsidian will be. You know what? I know Obsidian will be fine. The rest of my brothers are there to take care of him. But the last time we all left like this to go take care of something, some people came to the boat, try to cause some trouble.
Oh yeah, Mom yelled at him.
Yeah. Well, it's just me to keep an eye on you two for right now. But I need you two to be safe in case something happens where one of them gets by me to get downstairs. So I need to introduce the two of you to someone who's a very good friend of mine.
Okay.
Onyx, could you say something, please?
To them?
Yes.
I was under the impression that I was not to introduce myself to anybody else without their permission of my Obsidian Shield.
That is a direct order I gave the boat.
I understand. But these two are very important to me, and I'd like to make sure that they are safe. If you do not wish to, that's fine, but at least hear out what I'm saying.
Perhaps you can explain what you would need without exposing my existence, as I would not want to pit the two of you against each other in terms of your desires.
Fair enough. Girls, if there's a problem where I am going to send a message to you, and I say constellation, I would like the two of you to say that word out loud, and you will be led to a very safe place. Okay?
Okay.
It is very important that you follow whatever signs are given to you. And when you get there, you speak about it to no one,
Not even Mom?
not even Mom.
Are you sure?
You know what? When I was your age, my dad tried to talk down to me, so I'm going to try to not do that to you. It's a very special place to my brothers, and we made a promise to not share that unless it was a very important aspect, something life or death. And this might be that.
There is just kind of a pause. Hang on a moment. I need to apologize if any noises came through. My cat's tail was swishing against the microphone.
It's fine.
Yep, and yep, there
That
she
one
goes.
did.
Yeah, no, she showed her displeasure at me gently moving her away from the microphone. That was a deliberate shove.
Standard cat sounds.
But the moment you say that it is a possible life or death, they kind of go a little quiet as they're realizing, oh wait, this isn't just Dad telling us to keep us. Oh, okay, and they just kind of nod and are very quiet and are now listening to whatever you say.
I don't want to scare you, but I'm only one person, and I want to make sure the two of you are safe.
Oh, okay, Dad.
No problem.
We're gonna be fine, right?
Absolutely. If anyone gets by me, well, I'm pretty sure the two of you could take them. But just to be on the safe side, I want to make sure you can get somewhere safe. And if you have this time, when I tell you, grab Charon, would you? She can take care of the two of you if something goes wrong.
Okay. What about Mr. Obsidian's crew?
Oh, they'll know what to do, but you two might not. So I want to make sure that you can get to somewhere safe.
Okay, so there's a plan, and you're letting us know about the plan.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It might be a little weird when you say the word out loud, then don't do it unless you have to, but trust me on this.
We won't, Dad.
Okay. And that's pretty much it. He's going to go back on the deck.
See, sis, I told you the boat was alive.
I'm fairly certain it was no one can go through the teleporter, not no one can know about Onyx, but I didn't want to press the issue.
No, Obsidian specifically said tell as few people as possible.
As few people as possible, not no people, though.
Mm-hmm. And that would be still a moment where Obsidian's like, okay, he's not here, and this feels a little manipulative, so I'm going to push back on that.
Okay.
So you say there is room to be flexible with the interpretation of these
actually where I
words,
was about to go
says the
with
Waterman.
Yep, that's exactly where I was about to go with something.
Yep.
And then as he leaves, he's going to make sure the daughter's okay, goes upstairs. Onyx, you
Yes.
made a decision on your own.
I did.
Yes. That was not a black and white decision. You made that decision yourself.
I suppose I did, yes. I evaluated the information that was present to me, and I decided, based on my knowledge of the others, that I had... What is the intuition? Insight? I was able to prognosticate the responses of your hearthmates had I revealed the information to your daughters, and I did not think that they would have received that very kindly to you, and I wanted to make sure that they would have been less potentially hostile in that event. I want to make sure that all of you are safe.
I understand and I appreciate that, but Ursula and Polaris' safety comes above mine, to me. So I don't care how angry my hearthmates come to be with me. Those two come first.
I believe
They
I understand.
always come first.
That sounds like a threat.
No,
Did they
that's
come
just
before?
affirmation.
There is a pause. Does that include coming before me, then, Angler?
Yes. And I'm sorry if that offends you, but
No. I was merely testing your honesty.
Heh. Heh.
The boat plays you as much as you play it.
no, this is not a play. This is just Angler smiling even wider. You learn more, and you're trying more. I like it.
I do my best.
Continue to do your best and grow. That's all I ask of you.
Minmo. Good job.
And yeah, I think that would be the scene before the rest of the crew gets back. So let's just put the tokens down on the table.
Obsidian gets on the boat, turns Angler. Hey, we're in the clear.
I haven't seen anything.
Falls face first onto the boat.
Thunk. Obsidian, are you okay? Obsidian,
Yep.
you appear to be wounded.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he took care of me. Just very tired.
Yang, that is the wound after treatment, yes?
Yeah.
How?
It got slashed open.
I take it the discussion with his father did not go well then.
Oh, he got out way worse. Don't worry.
Ah.
I see.
Wait. Are you worried? You're worried.
Yes. How is that strange?
Haha, you care about us.
Why is that something worth mocking?
Nah, it's
Because
just
he's a
funny.
gremlin.
I am unsure of this word, but I will keep that definition in mind. There's kind of a flicker back to Obsidian. I take it your father will not be joining us then.
Hell no.
Understood.
He wouldn't have joined us anyway.
Can
I hope
help
that
you propose? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I hope that you reach the resolution that you were desiring.
Turned out better than I thought it would.
Yeah, proposal is slide on up here to report that the mercenary was present at the duel. It maintained its distance. It is sufficiently old and wizened to be prudent in whatever it so chooses to carry out. I doubt it will make further attempts to interfere with us unless something creates a notable opportunity for it to exploit.
Such as the earlier moment when the rest of distracted.
We have denied it the opportunity to strike at the old man, for now. If it wishes for another chance, it will have to pursue us well beyond these shores.
What do you estimate the likelihood of that being?
I am not one to speculate.
That is a blatant lie.
I like sassy Onyx.
Hey, nice. Now you're learning. You learn from the best of them. By the way, thanks for being concerned about Obsidian.
I merely care for those who cared for me.
I'm sure he would
Onyx,
be.
Now you're lying.
There is just a silence from the boat.
Obsidian actually gets up and just says, I lie, just a half-truth.
More accurate, yes.
I like sassy Onyx. We should keep him like this.
All right, team. Captain's quarters.
What? Why?
I apologize for being blunt.
So, mainly just wanted to give a bit of information, maybe about a bit more of our heavenly friend. This probably wasn't picked up enough in the crowd at the start of the fight, so you might have all not really heard it. He was mad about old man.
He called me a murderer.
He
You are.
knew about all of us.
Yeah, but like, rude. And also, how did he know that?
Yeah, so when we went and looked in the room, there was... Alright, so first, Angler mentioned a letter to him. Not a specific letter, just the general thought of the letter through mind talk, gestures to his head. And they got him real mad. Or real worried. Or real something. It threw him off. Whew.
Emotional distress.
Yeah. When we went in Case's room, we found freshly put out fire in the fireplace and ashes. So whatever he had received, he got rid of like a smart man that he is. God damn it.
How did you get rid of it?
Burned it.
Did you bring the ashes?
Okay, this is a genuine question. Would you have left... Would Yang have left the ashes for the magistrates, or would Yang have just stolen them? That's
I
because
don't
Yang
know
was-
what. There is a better shot of us actually getting the. Well, if it's seditious material, someone might just disappear it. So
I should
Was
mention
there
that
anybody else in the room when we were casing it?
the magistrates.
who are my I have paid for ally.
Yes.
okay, so there's no
They
chance
are-
of
they-
them just.
The magistrates are like the only quote-unquote good cops in...
Okay. Then this is how that scene would have went down. Obsidian would go, hey, can I take this?
Yeah, they would have handed it to you like, oops, where'd the evidence go?
Yeah, I would have taken it. Taken.
Yep.
Obsidian's tired.
Yeah.
Everyone is
I feel great.
good for you.
Some sort of leather bag, I guess, would be probably the best way to transport that. Leather?
We can just put it in a vial. I probably have
Some waterproof
Vial. There we go. Yeah, Obsidian, or Yang probably has like vials or whatever.
Yang
would've-
has millions of vials.
Yeah, we would have slipped in something like that.
as many miracles as I have vials.
But yeah, would offer the vial to Milan. But the more specific thing that I'm trying to get at here is he knew about us. He knew about Yang. Did he mention Repose? Like, say anything like that would.
Heretic. He said
Yeah.
heretic.
He mentioned Repose.
And he
mentioned,
knew the truth of Old Man, which is no one knows that except
Yeah.
you.
Which that's information that was learned in the wild.
And the fact that
Yes.
he can't share that information means he can't do that because someone will ask how he got it, and he can't just
So-
say how he got it.
the most important thing was he was mad about all those things. So the anger and the action was a personal thing for him. He was mad about those things. This wasn't like somebody asking him to do these. The thing is, how did you find out? Because that's the thing that gestures at the ash. We can't find out immediately. That's really it. That's all he has to say.
I'm looking at the ash. Give me a moment.
Somebody else is going through their charms.
Not necessarily. It's more what he wants to try to do with it. Sure. He will use the Bloodhound Nose technique.
Oh god, I just had a thought.
No, he's not going to use Bloodhound because I already know that's not going to work. No, I'd have to be the scene of the crime to use the majority of the stuff I've got. Angler's actually just going to say, let's hold on to that for right now.
Hmm?
The
Oh, yeah.
the ash. There's nothing he could use immediately right now on that. You know what? Actually, he is going to think about one thing. This is a very long shot, but he's still going to take a whiff of the ash, not using Bloodhound Nose technique, just in general, to see if the fire that burned the material was created by a deity or created by like a normal. Is it a mundane fire or is it a supernatural?
Mundane fire.
Okay, thought so. I was curious if someone came in after Karagath was in there to dispose of evidence.
No. The likely chain of events was that he started the fire, put in the letters. Once they were ash, put it out himself, probably using the anima power to do so. Like, he could have, like, sparked it with his anima banner and then turned it off with his anima banner.
Points at Repose. You can't fix this, right? You're not that good yet.
He will give a bit of a looking at the ashes and internally be thinking about, man, if only were that good. And then voice that, no, actually, no one should be so adept.
No dragon blood.
Oh, would Guan?
I am allied with people who are literally Batman.
You mean me?
No, the magistrates.
What? But I'm bad.
But like what I'm saying is that no dragon blood could repair that, but we happen to know a solar
Propose will
in the
give you the look of you
litter.
don't need to finish that sentence. I will just leave that as it is.
Yeah.
No one needs to finish that sentence. We get to that a month from now, after we're back in the places
After
we
Repose
are.
has gone through the wine on the boat.
I know. I
I-
don't like it as much as you, but
The magistrates could probably pull out a few sentences from what remains.
do we want the magistrates to pull out sentences of a letter of all of our dark secrets?
I trust them.
Do you trust the
I
magistrates to
don't.
survive being interfering in whatever relationship this is?
I'd rather keep this to the people that already know how fucked up we are.
To what
All right.
extent does it matter to know the text of this letter in detail?
Because if we can
Right
piece
now.
together all the text, there might be a hint to who, or reform the letter in any way. There might be a hint of who sent it.
Does it have to be done immediately?
Yeah, we can wait.
Exactly. Perhaps, and this is just the hearth in the room now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Perhaps once we are away from the island, someone can go through the portal and immediately go find our favorite couple, and they might be able to help us with this.
Yeah, I see, Mom. Sure.
I mean, I'm sure there's a bird around that we could hand it off to. Nobody needs to use the portal right now.
I'm not saying right now, once we're further away.
Nobody needs to use the
We
portal
leave
when there's
tomorrow at our leisure.
people on the boat that don't need to know about the portal.
Your business here,
Yes.
our business here, has concluded.
We should spend tomorrow, wrap up our businesses, and get sailing.
Thankfully, my business here is done. Hey, Repose. You took out a couple links in my armor here. You think you could take care of that?
Yeah, Repose can get to work on fixing a thing. Not something that requires any actual roll, so that artifact stuff
Yeah,
is
no.
narratively unbreakable.
Yeah. That was
Those
just
are what you
fluff
know.
narrative. So, like, you could just get the pieces that fell off and put them on, and it'll probably graft itself.
Look, I trust Repose's eye.
Mhm.
It matters.
Is that everything concluded here?
No, I think so.
Okay.
Oh.
Obsidian, I'd like to talk to you about something if we're finished.
Well, one other thing. Hey, Milan.
Uh-huh.
Ah, shit, that still does. Well, you say you trust them. We need somebody to interrogate my dad once he comes to. That might be a job for your magistrates.
I can speak with them
Yeah.
about this.
Whew. All right, hey, Angler, what's up?
Let's wait until it's a more private setting. We can wait. It's
I
not
mean, we
something
can
I'm
just
doing.
say we jump ahead to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would not be something that he would force everyone out of the room. He would wait for the
For
time
the
frame.
general dispersal, for like, people to be overboard, drinking, fishing, whatever.
Repose will go and find where Sharon has probably found somewhere to appropriately try to isolate and unwind.
Back in the barrel, yes.
Yes, back in the barrel. Repose will offer to fish her out of the barrel for a moment to make it a bit more accommodating.
She's actually already got a pillow in there.
No, more accommodating.
Slow blink.
Is it upright
Okay.
or on its side?
It was upright.
Well, first we fix that. It should be on its side, but elevated. Add some holes for circulation and to allow air
We're making a
and
cat
light to
bed.
enter in.
God damn it.
Properly line the lower side with a layer of fleece.
Can I? Okay, out of character.
Make sure
How
it's firmly
stupid-
braced somewhere out of the way so it won't be jostling around during weather.
How stupid would it be if Yang walks by this and goes like, "Yo, trade places with me. I want that fucking barrel."
I
You
feel
know
like
my
that
room.
would be perfectly in character for
That
you.
is in character for Yang, but the moment you propose that, Shireen literally just bolts into the barrel and is just staring glass-eyed out at you like, no, mine.
We have more barrels.
You mean you can make another one?
Just the quiet stare of yes.
Can you make mine suspended as like a hammock?
Shireen kind of eyes trace back over to Repose, like, actually,
And so,
And so,
tiny houses take root on the boat.
And this is how the invention of the tiny house invaded creation.
There's a couple of moments where the barrel starts to get a feeling of like being too wide and spacious, and like Shireen was like, "No, the point is that it was very enclosing. I found that relaxing, actually." But while that is going down in the below decks, meanwhile, Obsidian and
I know you're tired, so I'm just going to come out and say this, and I apologize for being blunt. I'm going to tell the girls about Onyx.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
So long as they're on the journey out, I want every possible protection for them. I'm not going to tell them about a portal, but I want them to be able to know they can get to a safe place.
They already do, and it is presumptuous if you have this conversation with not thinking that I can hear it.
I know you can hear me, hence why I want to have this conversation with Obsidian to get them on board.
You're gonna have to make a roll. This is gonna require dice.
If we wanted to have a conversation that before said dice is what I'm going
Yes.
for here, rather than just no.
Well, like, he's gonna say, like, okay, he'll state his points. Hold up, I am actually trying to think of how to word this properly, so that I don't, because he would.
Yes.
Look. How do I put this in the lightest way possible?
Don't need to be light. Say what you need to say.
A week ago, I may have said yes after a little bit of thinking. And not even a week ago, 3 days ago. But, Onyx and my crew are really all. They're some of the most important things to me in the world.
And my daughters are the most important things to me.
But the god being sent to the boat was maybe inches away from the all of whatever forces they would send, that there was a first age boat in the port, from destroying everything I have.
And when that god came, they were inches away from finding my daughters. And I wasn't here. I can't be here at all times to protect them. But if they're on this ship, I want to know that they are safe.
Angler. Obsidian just like hand on chest. I'll make sure they're safe.
Can you promise that?
Yes.
Tank to Dracula!
He tanked a Dracula when he knew the Dracula was coming. Hey, hold up. I'll answer that later.
Tank the Dracula.
You tanked the Dracula.
Okay, hold up. Let the scene finish.
The point does still stand that the problem was neither of you.
Yes, neither of us were here. I'm not saying they need to know everything, but I want them to know that they are safe here, always, and that they will have protection even if we can't be here.
This is Obsidian, like, actually thinking for a bit. What if I meet you halfway?
I'm listening.
You don't need to tell them that the boat exists, or is what it is. But in the event of any danger getting onto the boat, and neither of us are here to protect them, Onyx,
Yes.
you are allowed to speak to the girls in that situation. You are allowed to direct them to safety in whatever way is possible.
Understood.
Excellent. I've already told them such.
You son of a bitch.
Obsidian, they always come first.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna trust children with the most dire secrets my supposed friend has.
That's exactly what's going through Obsidian's head of like,
I sure am being manipulated here, but I can't say it.
it's like, I get it, like they're very important to you, but they're kids. Like they're wee tots.
Are you saying this or not? Because
No,
that's
this is
actually important.
This is in his head. Like, because he's not going to say anything that would be insulting to you.
You could probably read intentions to see it on his face.
If you want.
Surprise, father loves children and thinks they will not fuck up.
Ha.
I mean, it does go both ways. You can also try to read Angler.
Yeah, vice versa if you wanna.
I can do a hard read intention, but I ain't got the motes to spend on anything.
You could throw a basic one. You might hit.
Yeah, you could both just throw a basic dice pool.
I don't
That's
get through, and I don't really. He wasn't really trying to.
yeah. That's what fucking investigation.
Whatever your read intentions roll is, it's in your social pools on the first page.
Right. What the fuck is it? Hold up, that's right. I need to hit done, and then it's at the bottom.
Yes, it's at the bottom in the social pool section.
Oh, you're lucky. I have a -1 right now.
Yeah, you manage to get through the guile, and you see the conflict of like, I get it, I understand it, I respect it. They're kids. How do you trust them with a secret like this?
Oh, he only has a guile of 3?
Yes.
He's Obsidian fucking shield.
I have a -1 right now because
Yes.
I'm injured.
Yeah, guile 3 -1 for wound penalty.
Oh.
I don't know what goes into guile.
Guile is manipulation socialize halved.
That's why.
Yeah.
Obsidian has a manipulation of 1.
Same. High five.
Yeah. That's why I have a bunch of charms to improve my guile. Just looking at my things real quick. Nope. I don't got anything that applies to this, so this is just a raw 6 die. Oh wait, no, 5. Sorry, right. My neck's fucked up.
Surprise! Angler doesn't care that can see through his stuff. He's not trying to hold it back. His exact thing, if you're looking for stuff about their kids, is, yeah, I don't care.
And again, I'm saying he gets it. Like, he understands you care for your kids the same, if not more, that he cares for his crewmen and Onyx. They're kids, though. It's just the thought that keeps going through his head. It's like, maybe if they were 20, yeah, but like they're kids.
At this point, probably picked up that he will speak up. They're kids that have had assassination attempts on their life happen twice. They know how to keep a secret.
Ah, they're traumatized.
Hey,
That'll
you know,
make him
I'm
quiet.
sorry. Can the rest of the crew keep quiet for this one? I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
It's okay.
I get it. Like, really, I do. I'm not just saying that. It just, worst case scenario, makes me feel better about it.
I understand.
Okay. Oh, come on. I need to get some meat in me.
Go for it.
And unless the rest of the party has something to mention or another scene to lean into, I think we can call it there.
Yep.
Not till next week.
I don't know one thing. What I was away for. Was that all in private?
Yes.
The two of them were
okay.
discussing the captain's quarters, yes.
Fair enough. Because old man would have words for Angler if he heard any of that.
Yeah, if Yang heard this, he would basically probably want to toss Angler out of the hearth.
It's perfectly fine. He knows what he's doing.
Meanwhile, Obsidian understands how important it is to keep the people close to you safe, so
He
while
talked to Dracula. We are
it's
safe.
while it's very an extreme sense of it, hey, I'm gonna open up Obsidian's page here and scroll down to defining intimacy. Need the sacrifice, hatred of suffering of the defenseless.
Yeah, like this is getting all of Obsidian's defining intimacies, even if it doesn't want them to. Just like, damn it.
Fuck, piss ass.
There's
Actually, yeah, why are the rest of us getting out of the hearth bond? Do we feel like one of our betrothers is just straight up betraying the other brother at this point?
Betrayal, no. Tension and argument over things, yes. Like, this does not. I would not say that this is reaching the level of betrayal over the hearth. It's just like really like the uncomfortable tension when two family members are fighting, resolving into just kind of an understanding between them.
It's more from Obsidian's sense. The emotion that he is exactly feeling is he 100% gets where Angle is coming from. He would actually just want to say, yeah, sure, my dude. But he doesn't feel safe doing that. Because he wants to protect. Because, like, again, hold up. It opens up the Obsidian's thing. The ties, his crew, +3, which his crew, I'm just going to add his crew plus Onyx at this point. Because, yes, he considers the boat part of the crew.
I mean, of course.
Like, understands defending the defenseless and close connection to family, wants to help with that, doesn't want to put his family at risk. With, not saying, putting them at risk because what boat gets out. Because, hey, if this dipstick is driving around on a first age boat, they're going to send people after him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never getting away from that.
I'm going to put my kids in long-term danger by telling them about one of the most dangerous secrets in the world. I'm a good father.
Angler is water aspect. And
Immediately zero in on the most dangerous way to do this and bypass the like 5 or 6 less dangerous ways to do this.
Great curse? What's that?
About as irresponsible as you could be. That's the kind of fallacy we
The
want,
moment
baby.
the portal enters the story, everyone forgets that we have 2 jets.
Yes.
It's just. Anyway.
Anyway, next time, wrapping up on the Isles and heading back to the 100 Kingdoms.
We have continued the important work of Obsidian is the only one who takes damage from outside the team.
yep.
Hey. I've blocked one of those hits.
He does what he do. You
It
didn't
is
get-
what he
that's-
do.
That's way up from the last time when you blocked none hits. That's progress.
Did you block 1 hit tonight?
I think I blocked one.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay. 1. 1 of the 5.
Progress.
Next time.